again.
Woo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of High Roll. Look, I've got to get my energy up. I do it by making loud noises. Welcome, everybody, to High Rollers D&D. Yay! We're going to play some TTRPG goodness. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes.
No way.
Way, dude. Joining me this week, we only have Troff and Kim.
We only have.
We only have Troff and Kim, and on the other side we have Dom and Katie. Unfortunately, we do not have Miss Rhiannon Frost. Mrs. Rhiannon Frost because Babby needs sleep.
And Mummy needs
sleep. So we don't have Rhiannon with us today.
Mama MIA.
MIA Mama.
I think we know where she is.
Oh, we do
Yeah,
know
we know
where.
where.
Maywall. But no, they do have leave. Anyway, that is pretty much it. I don't think we have any announcements this week.
Just what's behind your shoulder there, Thomas?
Oh, there is one thing.
Behind my shoulder, it's Pikachu. It says happy birthday.
It's a happy birthday, Thomas! I already gave him his card, so I forgot.
It's my birthday.
Yeah.
He got me a card that gave me a badge that says idiot.
Idiot.
That's what that says.
That's all that says. It
Show
doesn't
what's
say happy
inside your
birthday.
card. I wrote Tom the sweetest, the most important message I could think.
Give Tom a birthday card. You can't really see it. And then the only thing in there is a reminder that Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out. And that's all I needed.
There's no message, just...
I don't need birthday
Dragon's
wishes.
Dogma
I just
2.
need excitement. And oh, God, I am living for it.
Right. With that exception, a very happy birthday to Thomas. But apart from that, I don't believe there is anything. There's no fan art video this week. Hopefully one next week. So if you want to get in that sneaky, lovely, gorgeous, lovely art.
It'll be a new fan art. It'll be
tasty
the
new one.
It'll be the.
Yeah, it'll be an old one. Yeah, it'll be an old one. But a new get that new tasty yum yum delicious deliverables.
Yeah.
It's one of those weeks, guys.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, but yeah, with that, we're just going to play the intro and jump straight into the recap.
Yeah, we are.
Hello and welcome to High Rollers. Our party have arrived in the prosperous town of Ashen Rest, home of the local draconic noble, Duke Ignarius. Seeking to make themselves more presentable before visiting the ducal palace, Dominus Ignarum, the gang have headed to the local bathhouse, which also serves as a shrine to Saint Typhene, the Saint of Love. The Reverend Mother and Reverend Father of the shrine, Aurella Everdew and Dandeli Everdew, informed our heroes of a problem with the baths and asked for their help in resolving it, which resulted in a confrontation with some belligerent water spirits and a malignant aura of magic that was influencing the magical fountains of the bathhouse. With the problem resolved and our heroes continuing to explore the wonders of Ashen Rest, we begin to make preparations to meet with the Duke. And that, my friends, is where we pick up again this week. We are in this town. Samuel, if we can get a lovely close-up of the map, I can show this off again as well, perhaps do the full zoom. So you have the town of Ashen Rest. You've identified a few points of interest here and there, but you still have many places yet to visit. And I believe the very last thing was you were considering where you would like to maybe stay this evening or setting up a kind of base of operations, at least for the interim. And that was where we...
Checking out different places to stay. Me and Rowan are looking at the Clever Toad, which is full of kobolds.
Yeah.
To the brim.
The Clever Toad, when you went in there, does seem to be operated by a family of kobolds. for your sort of lore explanation, kobolds normally serve as kind of stewards and attendants to dragon nobles. They're normally sort of like they are like nannies and butlers and things like that. But sometimes kobold families go off and they run smaller businesses, but they are big family like kind of packs. Like, you know, normally they operate in large family groups and things like that. And the Clever Toad Inn does seem to be such a place, run by the Tarek clan, or the Tarek family, Tarek. And normally kobolds will have, you know, the matriarch or the patriarch of the family will have the name, so in this case, Tarek. And then all of the siblings will have another name, and then whoever gets basically pronounced as the new matriarch or patriarch takes on the name Tarek. So.
I didn't write down all the individual names of them all.
Good, because I certainly didn't. I completely forgot which names I gave them.
4 or 5.
They kept rotating.
Yeah.
2 minutes,
Luckily, there's 24 of them, so I don't ever need to remember the 3 you met ever again. I can just make up new ones.
But the Wikipedia team.
Yeah, the wiki team.
They're on it.
Yeah, you'll be
They're on
getting some DMs.
But before we begin, there is, of course, something important to do.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Crucible of Fate.
Okie dokie.
This is our system to generate a pool of dice which you can use to influence your rolls, maybe add little details to scenes, or I can use to add complications.
Come on. Every time.
Get a roll in, everyone.
Wiki team has documented our rolls, and I rolled like a 5, 5, 5, 2, 5, and a 6.
Hey, okay, so a 1. Yes! The streak has been broken. So Katie,
Finally!
a 1. That is a dice for me.
I've lost every single time. Every single time.
Thomas,
I'm no longer a curse. It's just Katie now. I got a 5.
a 5. A dice for you.
Hell yeah.
6.
A 6. A dice for you. For you.
Don't touch my dice, you psychopath.
And a turn of dice for me. And then for me.
Do we need to roll for Ree, or
Nope,
does it
Ree
balance
is not
out?
here, so if there's less of you.
So it's less
There's
of
less
a-
fate.
It is a 5, yeah, because there's Ophelia's influence on the story isn't here. A 5, so there's another dice for you.
So 3 for us, 2 for you. Hell yeah.
3 for 2 at the minute.
Well, not us versus you, but...
No,
yeah.
but fate, in terms of the forces of fate.
Bad luck and good luck.
Yeah, basically.
Luck is on our side today.
For now. For now it is.
Yeah.
Might be.
All right.
Lucky.
No, I feel lucky today. I feel like this is the day.
This is the one.
This is it.
Is it?
So we have Rowan and Xanthius are currently in the Clever Toad, which is actually down in the Riverside district, closer to the river, the
way
Ruby
off
River's
to the
edge.
east, yeah.
And yeah, it's like I said, there is this very busy family of kobolds, all running around. Attending to the inn. You can see that this is definitely a rougher place. You have quite a few sort of like drunken sailors, carpenters, laborers, that kind of thing.
Going through windows.
There have been a couple of fights, despite it being like midday. There was a couple of fights. So somebody went through the window, and a couple of the kobolds are quickly patching that up. There is also this strange device at the end. You can see that this place does have food, but it's more like snacks. They have like a little yakitori grill that they're making, like little yakitori sticks and stuff. At the end of the inn, there is this kind of booth, like a kind of wooden plinth with a glass kind of box, and inside of which is a taxidermied toad in a little wizard's hat that seems to move and speak. And if you put a coin in, there is, you can see some people are playing with it. I think it was like a group of dwarven teenagers. The toad seems to open and close its mouth and almost seems to be saying something. And then, there's some sort of like...
Is this just a copper coin? It's not gold.
They're bronze coins, yeah. Bronze, silver, gold here. Named after the 3 dragons. Types of metallic
I
dragon.
turn to Xanthius, knowingly. Well, of course we're staying here.
Oh, we're staying here. You're
Yes.
convinced? I was going to say.
Absolutely convinced.
They do seem very accommodating, these kobolds.
Cozy. I love it.
You love it. Well, in that case,
I'll see you in a minute.
Where are you
I'm gonna
going?
go over to the toad.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way over. You can see that there are 3 dwarven teenagers, 2 boys and 1 girl, and they are playing with the box. And you can tell they're teenagers because none of them have the earth skin. None of them have the metal protrusions. They don't tend to come in until late
Right.
puberty.
I'm gonna wait in a queue like format,
Okay.
but impatiently. So looking over them and seeing
Sure.
what they're up to.
All right, I'm going to see
how
if
it
they
works.
give a shit. Back in there. Okay, so you're waiting for a little bit, and you can see that one of the boys fishes out another bronze coin. He pops it in, and they're all kind of laughing. They haven't noticed you yet. They're just so focused on the toad. And when the coin goes in, and there seems to be some sort of clockwork system, the boy pulls a little like lever, and then you begin to hear music. You begin to hear a kind of like. It's like very plinky plonky kind of. It's sometimes some of it's out of tune as well, and then eventually the music stops and the frog's eyes open and they glow softly, and the mouth opens and a voice speaks out, and it says, "Today you will have good luck." And then he goes back to sleep. And they just kind of laugh, and they seem to be kind of more interested in like how it works, and you can hear them sort of like, how do you think it's got to be a bit of magic in it, and blah, 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 and they're kind of like talking, and then the girl like seems to notice you, and like shoves the two boys, and it's like, oh, this guy, and they like looking up at you, and your very large Jotnir frame seem a bit intimidated, and they quickly kind of, as soon as you say hello to them, the three of them are just like, huh, and then they scurry off, run off out of the inn basically.
I scurry excitedly up to this booth.
Okay, yeah, you have to crouch down because it's built for like human size, so you have to kind of scoot down a little bit.
I look for a coin.
Okay, yeah.
Bronze coin. I assume I
Do you have a bronze coin?
denominations.
I
We got given that money
In gold.
in gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask the closest table. I'm gonna go up with a gold coin and ask, does anyone have any bronzes that they can exchange?
The first table you go over to, a very surly looking, labourer, old human, a pair of old humans. One's got bald hair, the other one, she's got like long grey hair, very rough, callous looking hands, and he's got an eye patch. He looks up at you and he's like, I can exchange that, and he just puts out one bronze coin.
I don't think that's all of it.
I think that's you wanted to exchange it, right? 1 for 1.
Oh, no, sorry. My misunderstanding. That's on me. I would like the equivalent exchange, if possible.
And he just, they kind of grunt and say, oh, rich.
If you don't mind.
Well, I don't have enough of that coin on me. You have to do it up at the bar.
Okay.
You
got
can go
loft
to,
at the bar.
yeah, you can go to kobolds. Kobolds can exchange. Kobolds can change it up.
Watching me
I mean,
go
I
this?
think I'd be like by the door, seeing you just go over to this toy.
Starts talking to,
essentially.
basically.
Like, is it this device?
Well, you'd have to go up to an examiner.
But if I do, I was going to head over to Rowan as he is trying to make this exchange with a honestly quite scary looking individual. But this device, this toad thing, is this a thing that has been seen before? Is it a common thing, or is this like a magical
Definitely not a
artifact,
common
like-
thing. It's like somebody has built, like a Zoltar machine or like a little kind of carnival machine. Zoltar. It's definitely not common. Like you've never seen anything.
Right. Okay.
Like 100%.
But it's not like something I've heard of, like Zoltan, Zoltor, Zoltan.
Zoltan.
It looks like a unique thing to this.
Okay.
Dim
Yeah.
Tam.
But yeah, I'd come over and sort of meet you at the bar. What are you trying to use?
1
this?
second.
Okay.
Yeah, the kobold is like kind of like
Hello.
dishes out your
You
change.
don't have change for 1 gold into bronze. I need to see that.
Yeah. And he kind of takes the coin and fishes
Oh,
you out.
thank you
gives
so
you back
much.
9 silver and 9 bronze.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Right?
I'll be right with you.
I am going to be a stickler for coins, like all of that stuff. So
Fair enough. Do you believe in this sort of thing, Rowan?
I believe in happiness, and I run off.
yeah, you've got your bronze coin. You can see.
You ask where I am, and then immediately shut the fuck up.
I was asking.
As soon as he got his coins,
Not as Rowan.
yeah, you run over to the machine.
Also, I said I'll be right with you.
No, I know.
88 gold, so I need to do this, sorry.
Yeah, please do.
Wait, how much?
And then
do you
I've got... What was the silver, sorry?
So you'd get 9 silver back and 9 bronze coins, copper coins. I know it's on D&D Beyond, it's copper, but it's in this universe it is bronze.
Okay, I put a coin in.
Put coin in, and then you can see, and there's
Hand
like
you the side of the
instructions. Well, you put the coin in, and there are instructions that are. It basically says put Whence thou hast placed within a bronze coin, pulleth thine lever to receive thine fortune. It's like written very, very stenciled. You pull the lever, and you hear the clicking and whirring of like clockwork mechanisms and things like that. And then there is a faint sort of like chunk, and then you hear that music. It kind of plays the music again. The toad's eyes open, its mouth opens. Beware the shadow of noon tomorrow. And then it closes its eyes again.
Oh no. Beware. Xanthius!
You know these things.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah, I was right behind you. You know these things probably spit out just random answers for everybody, right?
You've seen the clever toad before.
No, but I mean, how can it know that it's you that it's
Toad
talking
is
to?
clever.
Give me a coin.
Its eyes glow. 1 bronze for you.
Thank you. I'll prove it, and I'll put it in.
Pull the lever.
See what it says.
You get the music.
Stand in front of it so I can see you.
Oh, of course, Rowan.
Eyes open, mouth opens again. It doesn't move its mouth when it speaks, it just opens its mouth and a voice projects out.
Telepathic.
You can make an arcana check actually for me, Zen.
Yeah, I was gonna. If there was like a speaker box in there
Yeah,
or something like that. Oh, good God, that was a black dice. 7.
7. You don't really know how this thing works. It's actually kind of somewhat impressive. Like there's probably a little bit of like how does this thing work actually? But when it opens its mouth, it just goes, and it would say,
Beware.
Beware the shadow of noon tomorrow.
That really felt like tacked on at the end there. Tomorrow.
it will say, when the moon is full, your destiny awaits beneath the stone arch.
See, what could that possibly mean? What stone arch? What full moon? Okay, write it down.
Remember
Absolutely.
these things.
Sure.
So I need to worry about the shadow of the noon moon.
Now, I just-
wait, noon. Wait, that's your one.
Noon tomorrow. Shadow of noon was your one, but I just don't want you to get worried about it.
Beware.
Okay. There's going to be plenty of shadows tomorrow at noon. Just so you know.
Shadow.
There's
I'm
shadows-
not going to go in any shadow.
There's shadows all over. Okay, but
Noon specifically.
sure.
And I think
So
it
you're
might be
going to
right.
stay outside. Is your plan?
But outside makes bigger shadows.
My question is, how long are you gonna keep staying with this machine, or are you gonna head back and meet the others? Like, do I need to
could be like a-
cut across? This is my
This could be like a
question.
walk and talk thing, I suppose. But I mean, there was a reason why I also wanted to come to this side of the city
Sure.
as well, because there was that tower 11 on the map, which is very, very close to where we are right now.
It's not too far. You can
Was-
see it.
That was the like magic tower with no door.
And a dragon coiled around it, like a
Oh, was that
not
different?
like a dragon.
There's several towers. So you're thinking of a different tower.
I think it's 6
go.
might be the Dragon Coil one, but this was the one. There's a mage there that delights the children, but there's also no door. Seems to be no entrance. I almost want
You
to
did learn the name of this one. It's called Ravenstar Spire.
Ravenstar. That's the one. And I was kind of nudged in that direction, so I almost want to, as we're leaving, because it's like right next to
We're
it.
not
right?
leaving.
We're not leaving. We need to go get the others.
We've got 8 bronze here. I won't do that.
No, I do. I want you to do it. I want him to go until he gets repeat of one of the fortunes and then goes, wait a minute.
Well, look, Rowan, I'm going to go back and get the others. And
One more.
You
And
ca-
I'll come with you.
sure, I'll wait outside.
Clink. Pull the lever.
Mark it off.
For one more.
Oh, and I'll pay you back for the 1 bronze.
It's a gift.
Get the music. Eyes, the clever toad's eyes. You can see, like,
I'm
the
humming along at
kobolds
this point.
are delighted that you're putting this much money in. Like, they're like, are they working? Almost, you like, Xanthius would probably notice when the kids ran off, the kobolds were like, oh, bums, probably nobody's going to play with the clever toad all day.
I also
and
feel
then Rowan shows up and he's like, cha-chung, cha-chung, and they're like, yes.
Like someone in a casino.
Yeah. You hear the music, you hum along with it, you pick up the beat, and its eyes open. When the maiden cries, the shadow of the spire lingers. And then it closes.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's really clear. Yeah.
Thing is, in like
clever Toad.
in like 20 episodes, we're gonna be like, we'll go back, it's gone.
What do you mean? There's never been a clever toad machine here. The clever toad machine was destroyed 20 years ago.
No.
Sure. All right, so Rowan does this last one, and then is the plan you want to stop by the spire before making your way back to the central plaza and the other?
I just wanted to go outside, and if I can see the spire from where I am, or if I can like just take a quick I don't want to basically walk off so far that Rowan gets
Sure.
lost on his own.
Let me just check in with Gruff and Daisy.
Sure.
Are you guys just going to wait for the boys to come
I
back
think
and
we'd
find
probably
you?
wait. Yeah. Although,
I feel like we'd probably had an agreement to meet like back at in the center of town
Yeah.
and just like be like, okay, we should go and stay here. Or
So I think the last thing is you got drinks. So like Ophelia's got her bottle of wine,
Ophelia's
and she
had
did
a
have a bottle of wine. So
did.
if you guys, she'll probably be like, no, I'll just stay. I need to repent for doing work earlier, so I'm going to enjoy my wine. So if you want to come find them, you can. But I'm just going to sit here. And Ophelia and Purcell are quite happy to just sit and like she's going to nurse a bottle of wine all day, basically.
day drinker mommy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if there's anything else you would like to do, just so I don't just focus on Trot and Tom for a little bit, I want to make sure you guys, if you have anything you would like to do.
I feel like we'd wait a reasonable amount of time before we start getting worried for like boyos and
Sure.
finding boyos. So I guess
I mean, it would take about an hour off. I think an hour-ish for us to get there and
to
back.
walk.
Yeah, it's like 20, 30 minutes to walk to the other inn and then 20, 30 minutes to walk back. So, you know, you can probably, but also like you can see that as the day goes on, after about sort of, because you're about midday, you came in here, after about an hour, about 1 o'clock, when it gets to like closer to like more closer towards 2, this place is going to free up if you wanted to have lunch here. They serve food. And Ophelia is probably going to buy that. She's probably going to get like a meal here while she can. Probably finds like a very, very rare steak. Orders that.
so rare it's mooing.
As rare as just meat. Just put the meat on my table. Can I have the blood? But no. So you could get food here as well, or like you did see there are some places near the plaza that you can get to without going too far if you wanted to.
Where was that fancy armor shop? Was that too far?
That's literally just opposite.
door?
In fact, that's actually just on the plaza itself. So within a few moments, like you can.
Yeah,
easily
Gruff's
look
gonna be
in.
staring out there staring.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
because of the
She's just gonna be staring. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he's doing. staring.
So when you go out and you start looking, I'm assuming Daisy, you'd go with Gruff and keep an eye on, or
probably
do you want to
gonna
go off and do your own thing?
She's probably going to go with Gruff, but then like find a little spot to sit in the center
Mm-hmm.
and just people watch, observe the town, and
Mm-hmm.
just like
Snacks.
do some little doodles. And she
Mm.
probably would have picked up a snack on the way
Sure.
or something.
Sure. I mean, in terms of like the people watching and things like that, in the middle of the plaza, you have these gorgeous statues in this large fountain. It's a large fountain. You can see that it's almost like kind of like a tourist spot. People come here. They go and see the fountains. People are throwing like bronze coins in and things like that. There are all these different statues. You have various knights, and you have this interpretation of the Dragon Empress in the middle. And yeah, you can see that people from all over really come. A lot of cauldrons here, but you do see travelers from other parts of the empire and things as well. You do see, folk that are perhaps not as common. People from Iceheart and Azar, both coming here and there. In fact, you see a traveler, and you think that they must be from the Azar Steppe because they travel with a menagerie of creatures. It almost like they have like a wagon that they're taking through the town, like a small wagon, but it's loaded with like little cages, and you can see all sorts of dinosaurs, like little tiny dinosaurs, and the wagon itself is being pulled by a kind of a slightly smaller triceratops, kind of like maybe like a young triceratops, and they make their way through the thing, and you can see that on the wagon it almost looks like it can be lowered down and almost turned into a tent or a kind of traveling kind of place to stay overnight.
Gazebo.
Like a gazebo. Like it almost has like a caravan-esque element to it where you can pull the side down, that goes on poles, you pull down canvas straps. So it looks like it's somebody, and this traveler is like making his way through. You see a bunch of kids run up and like asking loads of questions about it. And he takes out basically like an arm-sized pterodactyl, like a parrot-sized pterodactyl, has it on his arm, he sends it flying around, it comes back to him, he does a few tricks with it and things like that. The kids are all super excited and loving it as they watch this traveler go. Maybe a couple of adults come by, he kind of talks to them, and then he goes off on his way, heading off out through the city. Gruff, when you look across the plaza to this armory, this smithery, you notice a few more details. I think I described it. You could see in the window a display of like these beautiful sets of armor, red velvet backgrounds, very high end. We're kind of talking like a Harrods or a proper London, like rich kind of department store vibe to it. And just inside the door, when the door opens, you can see that it's very similar on the inside. Glass cabinets, like dark wood flooring, red velvet curtains, very high end. And you see that in gold, beautiful script above the door it just says Dante's.
Cool.
And you can see that there is what appears to be a human man on the inside who maybe is like a shopkeeper or something like that.
Yeah, Gruff is just like, he's not going in. Like, he is too nervous to go in. Probably feels very out of place, and very aware of his very basic, like, his shield is literally made out of an old fishing raft.
It's like stapled together.
Yeah.
And like you can see that, I mean, it is all mostly metal. Like you can see all the armor and weapons are all mainly like steel and things like that. But there is an exceptional craft to them. These aren't just weapons and armor. You can see that these are custom made. And some of the weapons are almost, you can see what appears to initially be like a spear, but it actually has like a folding hatchet, like a halberd blade that can actually like curtail out. Like they're almost like really custom masterwork pieces. And very few people come in and go. The people that you do see enter it, though, look very wealthy. And they go in and they seem to be in there for a very long time. And many of them don't come out, they don't carry anything with them. Like, it's very much a kind of, but you can see that this place is on pride of the plaza. It must be, very, very wealthy people that come and go here. Can you make a history check with disadvantage because you're from Ice Heart, so you're very far away to know this, but I just want to see if you know the name Dante.
I roll a 19 and a 12 plus 1, so 13.
13. I'd say with a 13 and your cultural kind of background, there is something about that name, Dante, and your stories about knights and everything else. You don't know the full details, but you're pretty certain that this is a very well-known name. This is not just like a random weaponsmith store in this town. Dante is a name that you're like, I've heard of this, and I think that this is like, more than just a one-off kind of little store.
Armor to the legends kind of.
Yeah, kind of, or like a kind of like a masterwork painter or a sculptor, like knowing the name Leonardo da Vinci, right? Like you've heard the name Dante, weapons, Dante's. Probably not an ancient thing, like not something like from Sir Isabel's time or anything like that, but probably something that especially when walking through Kelskaris, maybe you overheard gossip or you heard people saying like, oh, I heard that Sir so-and-so got a Dante's blade, a Dante original, and things like that. It's a name you've heard of.
So very
Dante's
fancy.
Inferno.
Yeah.
Maybe. Then we cut back to Rowan and Xanthius. Xanthius, you are leading.
Full moon.
Is the idea here that you're leading Rowan with you? Like,
I
Rowan, are you just following?
Like, while he was having another little spin on this machine, like if this thing is visible from just standing outside.
It's visible. It's probably like a 5-10 minute walk to get there.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, I would.
Ask Rowan to sort of accompany you.
Yeah, just we can just have another little look around before we head back.
Yes.
See what else is around here.
Them spending too long away.
Well, we'll head back immediately.
We should have pre-booked rooms for everybody.
Well, we don't actually know their preferences.
True.
And remember, we did come here looking for Ophelia Standard.
Nothing could be better than what we just saw.
It can't be. I mean, they were so accommodating and so fun and charming.
So much stuff.
True. Oh, actually, did you see any wine?
Oh.
Behind the bar,
think
maybe?
to look.
Because that might be a deal breaker.
True.
Yes, that's going to be what the deal breaker.
As you're having this conversation.
It's a walk and talk sitch.
Yeah, I figured that as you're walking, you can see Ravenstar Spire as you're making your way towards it. It stands out. It's that tall. The build, and I've described this before, most of the buildings here in Ashen Rest are at least 2 or 3 stories, so there is this constant kind of like the streets. You have these big tall buildings on the side of you. Most businesses, some businesses are on the 2nd or even 3rd floor. Like, it's very kind of got that closed in feeling. But Ravenstar Spire, you see even above those. It stretches quite high up into the sky, maybe sort of 70, 80, 90 feet up. You know, you're looking at it tall above the towers. And as you draw closer, you can't help but remark on how impressive and beautiful it is. It's a dark stone tower with bird-like gargoyles all over it. The dark stone that it's made from is different to anything else in Ashen Rest. Everything in Ashen Rest seems to be built out of what's called ash stone. It's a local stone, kind of light grey in colour and texture. It's kind of got a rough texture. This is obsidian-like, but it's lighter and glossier. And it almost seems to shift to a dark blue as the light catches it. And then it shifts to an almost silvery blue and then back to black, like almost like it's molten, or it's very like you've never seen anything like it, and the whole tower is made from it.
As in the stone itself is shifting, or just from as we're moving?
Stone,
like
okay.
It's pearlescent, but there's something more to it than just that.
Yeah.
This isn't just light reflecting off of it. This is something in the stone itself.
Okay.
It's almost shaping.
What's the name of the tower again?
Ravenstar Spire. And as you were told, as you get closer to it, you do not see any sort of door. The space around Ravenstar Spire is quite open, and there is almost like a small garden that is attached to it. You can see a little tree, there's like a kind of lawn, but there is no doorway that you can see. I think it is about... it is about, 50 feet up,
Okay.
There are windows. So you actually can see that there are windows, beautiful glass. You can't see into the windows. They don't appear, they're almost opaque with that same dark night blue.
Right.
But there are windows with windowsills. But they're about 50 feet up, and you don't see any other entrance. This is at a distance. I'm assuming that you guys haven't actually approached the tower directly.
Any statues nearby?
Statues. There are, so a little ways, about sort of 5 minutes walk, you can see a set of stone stairs leading up to a hilled, like an elevated part of Ashen Rest. And there are two statues, quite large statues of knights, basically almost kind of framing the staircase that leads up into this. And you can see that there are very posh looking houses. You also see the cathedral is up on this elevated part of the city as well. So that would be these stairs here and this
Into
elevated part of the
Duskrise,
city.
yeah.
Into Duskrise. So these two statues here are kind of overlooking and imposingly looking over Ashen Rest.
Okay.
But they are large. They're quite large.
Anyone walking around the base of the spire right now?
Nobody like walking around, as in like attending to the tower itself.
people.
I mean, there's people in the street. Yeah, there's always going to be people
But yeah,
walking
they-
around. Huh?
People in the street.
Yeah, no, there's people making their way, going about rounds,
They
doing
don't look
counts.
unhappy.
No, nobody looks particularly unhappy.
Rowan
Seems,
is
very-
looking at all these people.
Very curious. Rowan, what do you make of this tower?
I'm looking for a maiden.
Excuse me? A maiden?
Maiden.
Why?
Beware, not beware, but the shadow of the spire will linger when the maiden cries. I'm looking for them.
I see the message.
Prophecy.
The prophecy, sure.
From the toad.
Well, I was pointing this
This is
direction.
a fascinating structure.
It is. I was pointing in this
Beautiful
direction well, apparently there's someone here that might be able to help me learn some of my magic. But I was informed that no entrance. I just can't figure out how to possibly enter this.
Are you
tower.
approaching Terra, or are you just looking at it from a distance? Because I'm assuming that you're kind of stood at a distance and looking at it right now. Not
I think this is
not
like
gone up to
a.
it.
This is like a. We take the side road north of the tavern that we were at 16, and then rejoin the main road. We're like just walking past
Okay,
it.
so you're
kind of
going.
like-
So you'll walk quite close to it. Then,
Yeah, I think
on
we
your
go
way
right
back.
past it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you both give me perception checks?
Perception.
Sure.
Let's see here. What do I have? Oh God, yeah. All right.
18.
Natural 20. Hey, I'm back, baby. It's a lucky day.
The birthday lux.
There is a moment.
I got -1, yeah.
And I think I'm going to describe this in two different ways. So Rowan's going to get different information to Xanthias. First of all, you rolled a natural 20. Even though crit's not a thing, I'm still going to give you some extra information and stuff. But for Rowan, you have a unique sense in this because you are very attuned to stone and the rhythm of the stone and the tone and the melody of things. And this tower is unlike anything you have heard. And I do mean anything you've heard.
Anything.
There is something about this tower, although it is this dark blue, this near obsidian, it is nothing like the stones of Cauldra. It is nothing like the stones of Azar. It is nothing like the stones of Kelskaris or the city. There is a somber tone to this place, a mourning, sense of loss, but there is also captured within it something mystical and ageless, as if the stone of this tower is older than Althea.
Oh my god, what is this place?
And although it has no door, you know that it is concealed. There is a door, but it is just hidden from you. You can feel almost like the vibrations, like as you draw near part of the tower, the vibrations are slightly off, and you can almost feel in the air, like you can tell that there is some sort of hidden entrance here.
I imagine whilst Xanthias is asking these questions about and talking about like, well, my people, well, I could learn more here, et cetera, et cetera. That kind of fades into a muffled background noise as the tone, the somber tone of this kind of drifts over Rowan.
Yeah.
He's almost taken on a emotional journey, so to speak. And yeah, he's just in his own world for a bit before he kind of shakes his head and comes back to.
Sure. And then for
I'm also like looking at this tower,
Wind.
this tower while I'm sort of communicating with Rowan, even if he doesn't hear me. So I guess this
Yeah.
is where my perception would come.
So for your perception, with a natural 20, you are looking around, and you just glance up. And in that window, for a brief moment, although it's quite opaque and dark, there is a shape. And your eyes almost seem to penetrate. And there is a figure, and you know that that figure is looking at you.
Oh,
And there is a moment where you just sense that whoever is up there and is looking at you, you can't see any details, but they are looking at you. And you see them. And you kind of glance for a minute, and then there is almost a flicker as the textured stone of this tower ripples, and you see an outline of a door.
oh shit.
Rowan does not see that. But you can now see, as it flickers, a door is revealed to you. And you know you can go up and open that door.
Oh my god. I think it like I wouldn't necessarily like cut off what I was saying, but if I was having like this idle sort of chatter, it would sort of slowly drift off as like if I see something looking at me, it would almost I'd be in my own sort of world as much as Rowan is. Just as like we both kind of just
We probably both
transfixed.
come to and realize that we are both like,
Silently staring at this thing, at this tower.
you sense it too.
Can you not see the door? The outline there, can you see it?
I know there's a.
You know there's one, but you can't see what Xanthias is saying. It
can
just
see
looks
it?
like pure black stone to you.
I can. It's plain as day, just a shimmering shape.
This spire is beyond anything I've seen ever. It's maybe even older than the lands we stand on. Althea itself.
How is that possible? If it's right here, right now.
I don't know, but it's drawing us in. It has a tone, all of its own, but unnatural. Nothing like I've seen before, ever.
I know we should fetch the others, Rowan, but I really want to take this
I want to
opportunity.
go in the door. I want to go in the door so bad, Xanthus. But we should get the others. What if it's dangerous?
If I look at this, like, is the shape still as clear as it was before?
you,
I don't,
yeah.
don't want to make sure it's not like
There is
a-
no door handle, but there is the shape of a door. kind of almost carved into stone. Like you're seeing the outline of it. You can see that the door itself has glowing runes, this kind of silvery blue that outline it, very much like the door to Moria when you have the starlight.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I grab Xanthias by the arm.
Ow!
Look at him intensely.
What is it?
It is as the clever toad says. This is our prophecy.
Now remind me what the clever toad said again.
When the maiden cries,
I've heard no maiden
the
crying.
shadow of the spire lingers.
That is ominous.
What does this mean?
What was my one? What was my one? Read my one again.
Your mom was something about the full moon beneath the stone. There's an archway. I didn't get the whole thing.
Oh, I don't see any archway. There's no archway.
No archway.
But I mean, I'll look around.
There's no archway.
I guess there's no moon.
There's not.
Is there?
There's the crown.
Is there the crown?
The crown is always visible. It is on the far horizon, but it is always visible, day or night.
We're not in the shadow of the crown.
One could say that Althea is always under the shadow. There are times when the crown is no longer looms over Althea, looms over Ilmera, but it will loom over somewhere else. But it's always, bearing down on the wall.
Where is the spire's shadow being cast on the ground right now?
Well, it's interesting you ask that because this tower doesn't cast a shadow.
I just looked down at the ground.
And the thing, you notice
no
that
shadow.
the sun, the Temple of Pyrrhus, the sun itself, all of the other buildings are casting these long shadows. It's past midday, but it's high up in the sky. It's high noon. You're in spring. This tower, there is just no shadow whatsoever.
Okay, Rowan, we have to calm down. What the toad said.
Why?
What the toad said can't be a real thing. There's no way. I mean, but I can see the shape right now so clearly, and I was told to go this way.
I'm nodding. I'm nodding so hard right now.
We simply have to get the others.
We need our best friends for this.
But we're staying in the.
We need to stay close to this spire.
We're staying here. Okay, good. We'll go convince them. And Ophelia.
Yes.
All right. What's the plan? What do you guys do?
We rush like two excited school kids.
Yeah.
Back to
the plaza.
Does the door disappear as I sort of?
As you get further away, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Hoping it's still there.
Okay. You guys make your way back, and probably for Daisy and Gruff, it's been like an hour and a half. By the time they get back, and you see very excitedly running into the plaza, giggling like little schoolboys.
We both like just talk over each other like.
Gruff, Daisy, Gruff, you have to come back. There was like 24 kobolds there. It was amazing, but they were very accommodating. I didn't see any wine though. That could be a problem.
That could be a
big tower.
But then we saw the clever toad.
Magical
and then
tower.
there was a prophecy.
I was told to go that way and said I could learn magic.
Okay, look at me, boyos.
Okay, yes. What is
One at a time. One at a time. You're talking over.
You go.
Did you say 24 kobolds?
Yes, sorry. We went to the other tavern.
Clever toad.
And I personally,
It's wonderful.
it's delightful, very accommodating.
divine.
I think it's exactly what we're looking for. Cheaper, as well. Cheaper.
Only a few fights.
Only a few fights. Oh, the guy went through the glass.
Yes.
But
Very quickly patched up.
very quickly patched up. He was rushed away almost immediately. But I think if we are on our best behaviour, we'll have no problems.
We don't know
There
the
is-
prices of the rooms. Or if they have rooms.
Did we get?
Or-
You know what? I don't recall the prices of the rooms,
But
they were quite cheap.
more importantly, the prophecy. Tell them about the prophecy.
Now there is a machine at the back of this tavern. It's a toad. Now I'll be the first to admit I am not one for prophecies or the idle chatters of a machine at the back of a 24 kobold
More than a
tavern.
machine.
But we went to. Now Rowan is sold by this. We put a bronze piece in there. Not gold. That would be insane. A bronze piece in there, and it told us. It gave us messages. Watch out for the shadows at noon. I laughed at it.
It was a toad.
A toad, yes.
magic toad.
A magical toad, yes. It opened it. I don't fully know
eyes
how the magic works.
Glowed
should
and
go.
gave us prophecies.
We should go see the toad.
Now, the one that Rowan got to begin with was something about watching out
Beware
for
the
shadows
shadow of the
tomorrow,
noon tomorrow. We all need to stay clear of all shadows at noon tomorrow.
which I think is ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not getting sold into this. Anyway, when we were having the baths, I asked someone where we could possibly go for me to learn magic. which is something I think would be very useful for all of us. And they pointed me towards this tower that has no door. We got there, someone was looking at me through the window and wasn't
You
casting.
didn't mention that.
I forgot to mention that to
That's
you.
incredible.
So I looked up. I thought for a second. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
What were they? Who were they?
I don't know it. I don't know.
Focus.
Sorry. And Rowan could sense that. You tell them about what you heard.
The stone called out to me. It has a somber, melancholic feel to it. But the stone itself is ancient. And also unlike anything else I've ever seen in all the lands I've roamed so far.
And also, he said old, very old, very, very
Could
old.
be older than Althea itself. It felt that way.
Sounds impossible.
And
but
I know my rocks.
he knows his rocks. He writes songs about them. And I looked at it, and I saw a door, a shape, or at least
We
where
must
a door
go,
could be.
Gruff. Please,
So-
can we go?
So what we're saying is
Gruff,
we're
I want to
staying.
see the toad. I want to see the magic toad.
We're staying at the other one, not this one. How was your place? I don't. We're going at this one.
Gruff, magic toad.
Why am I being shouted at about a toad?
It's magic.
You are all adults perfectly capable of your own destiny.
Gruff's right.
Why do you need my permission to go to
I
a
want
toad?
you all to come with us.
Yes, we're going to this place.
Right, this toad sounds blasphemous.
Would this thing actually be blasphemous?
It wouldn't be blasphemous. Depends.
Someone who follows the Church of the Scions.
So the Church of the Scions, there are oracles and people that can divine the future.
But why would it be a toad in a box?
There's definitely an element of that. But wizards can sometimes, glimpse the future and
Toad in a box in a
see
pub
tea
run by
leaves
kobolds.
and- The Church of the Scion is not things like the heresy are more to do with planar magics and
Okay.
like things like the crown and stuff like that. The idea of a wizard who can see the future is kind of okay. Like arcane magic is all right.
Toad in a box in a pub.
It certainly sounds dubious. It does, maybe not heretical, but dubious.
Yeah, I was worried there
A
for a
flim
second.
flam, perhaps.
I missed a part of critical Althean law where it's like if you speak to a toad
No
that tells you the
prophecies.
future, that would change the entire episode.
It certainly sounds like a fool and his money has been parted.
Well,
You heard a prophecy too. Tell me more. A fool has been parted with their money. Who could that be?
I guess we'll never know. Either way, ignoring this prophecy-telling toad, which again, I'm not fully sold on. Not fully sold on, but it was close to the tower. Anyway, this place seems just fine to stay at for the night. Where's Ophelia?
She's getting day drunk with a bottle of wine.
Good God.
The spire could
Blasphemous!
Blasphemy!
By the Scion.
Do we see Ophelia in this place?
Yeah, you can see her in a window.
Are we in the plaza?
Passed out at a table.
She's been a wine. She just like waves at you through the window and goes back to her wine. She's eating a very raw steak.
She's repenting for work.
Right.
Very important religious duty.
The Grumpy Hog Tavern has a stage if you want to perform.
Oh.
I told them about the Pebble song and he seemed interested.
Oh, it's not finished.
But you can sing another one. It's fine.
I do have others.
Now you can make a new one about the tower.
There is no song, no note, no line, no melody that could replicate what I saw today.
Okay.
I need to spend more time with this spire.
Can you write a song about the magic toad though? Because that sounds fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's easy, that one.
Magic toad.
The lying toad.
You don't know that. You don't know him. He might be a nice toad.
Yeah, he seemed very. I mean,
In a box.
Just to make it clear to Rowan and to Xanthius, it was a very dead taxidermy toad. It was.
It was.
It was like you could see stitch lines. Like,
Oh, I thought it
is
was like
very,
a,
no,
like a
It's-
wooden-
No, it's a dead toad.
Oh
The
God.
taxidermy.
Yeah, that's
toad.
what I was thinking the whole time, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
thought-
whatever magic
has
they were
a wizard's
using is
hat.
is inside
Yeah.
the taxidermy toad.
He has a little hat.
He does have a little
Yeah.
hat on, yeah. He does have a little
Jaunty.
wizard hat.
Ooh. God.
Did you think it was a live toad?
No, I thought it was like a
Statue or
like a
something.
mechanical.
Oh,
wooden
no.
sort of
It's,
frog.
well, it is. It is a mechanical one, just from a taxidermied big
Oh,
frog.
God.
Toad. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Is
it's
it even a toad? Is it just a big frog? All these questions, lies.
Oh.
It is a toad. I incorrectly said big frog when I meant toad.
Just so we don't offend
That's true.
reptile
Yep.
fanatics out there.
Yep. Scalies, slimies.
Scaly, slimies, froggies.
So I think this place would be perfectly splendid to stay at.
So I'm going to stay at the Grumpy Hog.
Oh, okay.
You heard the story we just said, right?
Yes, and I'll come with you and I'll visit, but
What's wrong?
It sounds loud. 24
Oh,
kobolds.
it's extremely loud.
No, it
actually,
was
yes.
quite loud. But I mean, it would be the perfect place to learn more about the city, speak with people who. I mean, I get the impression it's mainly travellers that stay here, and we do want to learn more about the city
Yes.
from the people that stay here, live here.
24 noisy kobolds.
Yeah, look, we went there and we were
one-
fine.
24 noisy kobolds, but one magic toad.
Well,
Good
Definitely magical.
what do
but
you
of the-
think of this place, the Grumpy Hog?
Very fancy.
'Tis fine.
Fancy.
Good food, good drink.
How much for rooms?
Ophelia kind of paid for things.
Yes.
Oh,
Really?
you've already paid.
Oh, wait, you've paid for
You bought some drinks. You certainly did not buy rooms.
No, Ophelia inquired. I can't remember. Did I write it down?
Gruff does not write things down.
We
Gruff is
didn't-
not Nova.
I know, but if you guys don't remember, that's on you.
Yeah, that's Gruff.
We
It's your
were there.
memories. Your character's memories.
We've been walking for quite a while. It's
How
felt like
far
a
was
week.
it from Spire to Grumpy Hog versus Spire to?
It's about the same distance because it's really very, very close.
distance.
It's like maybe
Yeah.
10 minutes less. It's like 10, 15 minutes
We
towards the
could
spire.
just stay here.
Oh wait, I thought the other tavern was like right next to the spire.
I mean, it is, but it's still 5 minutes to walk down the street or whatever, 5-10 minutes. Like this
minutes
map is
versus 30.
yeah. It's like from here to here is about 25 minutes. So cutting from here to here is like 5 minutes.
Okay. It's more just the price thing for me, to be honest, at this point. I know we just got quite a lot of money from this, but how often are we going to get a Duke's favour? Not very often. So we don't want to go spending all of our money immediately. And that place.
Yes. Yes.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not really that bothered. I sleep in the open. A roof is nice. It's just the 24 noisy kobolds that's the sticking point for me. But I'm more interested in this ancient, before time began, tower with no door.
Well, before Althea, at least. But still very, very old.
That's quite old, yes.
Oh, but we are getting sidetracked, actually. Do we
So-
want to go see this tower? We obviously need to go see the Duke.
I was going to...
As you guys are talking about this, Daisy, in your head, little one, you're the large musician. When he says that this place is older than Althea itself, there is only one thing I can think of.
Okay.
It must be of the plains. It must be of the Planar Realms.
Is that a good thing or a terrible thing?
I do not know. It depends. But I cannot think of your world. Your world has existed, but it was created long after the Planar Realms. We have existed for an eternity. But if he believes it to be older than this world, that is the only thing I can think of it could be. I will not know more until we see it, until I can sense it. But even then, you know that my senses are limited now. In our bond,
What if I touch the tower?
that will help, but my senses and my abilities are not what they once were. But it may give me some more information.
Okay, well, I will keep you updated on Weird Tower. Also, have you ever heard of magic toads?
It's just you hear the voice laugh. I have encountered toad-like creatures. ones that have been horrible, nasty things that needed to be destroyed, but I don't think that that is what your friends are describing. I do not believe them to be the servants of chaos or fiends. Certainly if they were, I would not recommend one puts it in a box and has it tell the future, if it was.
So the all clear on the magic toad then, that's fine by me. And we should go and see the toad and the tower. But I'm really more interested in the toad, I have to say. Sounds fun.
You go where you will, little one. It's just the voice that you hear. It sort of trails off a little bit.
Toad.
Excuse me?
Toad.
You just interrupted me. What do you mean, Toad?
I want to see the toad.
You would want to see it, yes.
We can head there now.
It's a mystical experience.
Toad or tower? Because you seemed as if you were going to mess yourself if we didn't go see the tower immediately.
Myself. Well, they're right next to each other.
Lead the way.
I rush off to Ophelia.
She's inside.
And
Hello, Rowan!
I splurge all this information onto Ophelia in like mismatched, out of order, but excited.
I mean, that sounds wonderful. I'm going to stay here. This other tavern sounds horrible. So I'm going to get myself and Percival a lovely room.
Are you sure?
You have. Oh yes, no.
But the tower.
You've mentioned vomit and noisy kobolds. No, I'd much rather stay here.
What about the toad?
The toad sounds wonderful. Maybe I'll come and visit, but I'm going to enjoy my wine. I need to make penance for doing that work earlier. So I'm going to stay here and relax and enjoy a lovely time.
We'll come find you.
Yes. Well, I will just be here. I will be staying here. Come and fetch me when you're ready.
All right.
But don't go and see the Duke without me.
No.
Good. Maybe book an appointment, but don't see him without me.
Okay.
But enjoy your tower and your toad.
Thank you. Bye.
Episode title, the tower and the toad.
Maybe. We'll see.
I wave and reluctantly look at Percy.
I have notes from Rhiannon. Ophelia is staying here. Percival has just got his head down. Yep. You guys make your way. All right, so the question is, are you going to the tower or are you going to the tavern?
So I guess if we take the main road, it would be the tavern first.
I mean, it's like you have to kind of go off to go there. It's like it is down a side road to get to the tower. If you go straight down to the toad, but you just tell me where you want to go. It's not like you're under any time pressure. It doesn't matter which one.
No, I'm a man of pure logic, and the tavern is on the main road.
Yep.
Or just on the corner of it, and that sounds well. We can go there, and then we can side off to the thing.
Literally doesn't matter. Just tell me which one you want to go to first.
Go to the toad.
All right.
Book some rooms.
Yes.
All right. You guys make your way back to the Toad and Tavern Inn. It is as I described
Here it is.
earlier.
Welcome.
You see it. When you enter, once again, the kobolds all in unison. The kobolds all behind the bar, and all the kobold servant all in unison when you enter. Hi, welcome! And they all scream, "Hi, welcome!"
See, isn't that delightful?
And they rush around. You can see them
Not
busy trying to clear tables and clean up.
They're very, very busy, but they will always attend you. There's enough of them.
Yes. Oh, and that at the back there.
The toad's over here.
That's the toad.
I rush.
I'm following Rowan.
Yep. So Rowan and Daisy rush over to
I
the
start
Toad.
putting bronze coins in Daisy's hand.
How many?
3.
All right.
How many do I need?
You've
I
got
did
3.
3 You can do 3.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see how many more we can get.
But I thought you only need 1 prophecy.
I got 3.
Why do you need 3? Okay.
The third one was the most important because it was about the spire. So,
While they're
Maybe.
doing that, I'll book rooms with Gruff.
Okay. So in the Clever Toad.
Oh, I'm watching them. I'm following.
Okay.
You guys were going on about this dead toad in a box.
I'm going to be booking rooms.
The rooms at the Clever Toad Inn are cheaper. It's 20 gold for a room, a common room which has 4 beds, cheap single beds in it. It does not include any sort of meal. It is just the room. You get a key for the shared room. It's 1 key, and each of the beds has a storage trunk, like a chest, which you get an individual key for. Like you get 4 individual keys for the storage chests, but it is 4 to a room basically.
Okay, well now there's 4 of us.
Convenient.
And I guess someone said Ophelia's staying there.
So it is paid for in advance. So you pay 20 gold now, and they will give you Xanthius the keys, basically.
Yeah, sure.
And you can. Do you want to pay for just one night, or are you going to pay for multiple nights, like in advance?
Is there a discount?
Can I?
Yeah, if you book for 5 or more nights.
5. We'll have a house at that point.
Yeah, we will.
Multi-story.
Very bold of you to assume, but sure.
What's the price mark?
That's our
here,
rate.
like? I've been cutting back Starbucks, so I can afford the house.
And
Right,
I've
okay.
been cutting back on avocado toast, so...
Oh, right, yeah. Well,
That's all you need to do.
Easy then.
That's what you need to do. Also,
Yeah.
I have a huge loan.
From my parents. I say it's a loan. They just gave me the money.
Yeah. I would like just one night, please.
Oh, yes, sir. Very good. The kobold rushes over and he's like, "Where are the keys for room 4? Here they are.
Room 4, is that downstairs or where's room 4?
There is no upstairs. But there's at the
No,
back.
it's not, of course, yeah. Room 4, okay.
Just down on the left. You go down there. Room 4 is
down there.
the second one down on the right.
Second one down on the right after I take a left. Okay, yes, thank you very much. 20 gold, was it?
Yeah.
Great. There you go. Okay.
Slam a bunch of keys down.
Oh, thank you.
There you are.
Great.
Do you want someone to go show to the room? You got bags or something?
Oh, no joke. It's just me and those 3 over there by the toad.
Oh, yep. The big guy loves that toad, doesn't he?
He does love that toad. Now, tell me a secret. That toad, does it...
What's a clever toad?
Well, does it really tell, the future?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Read your fortune, it does.
Of course. So, I got you.
Not like that fake up at the Coil of the Empress. Not like that fake.
Coil of the
She's a
Em-
fake. Yeah. Clever Toad's the real one.
Sure.
All your fortunes here.
What food and drink was available? Sorry, with this.
Well, we don't. Yeah, we just do snacks. We do the grilled skewers. Do grilled vegetables. It's like a little barbecue. We do a little food here and there. We got drinks. Got loads of drinks.
Loads of drinks. Good. Wine?
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Ophelia would have been happy then. That's fine. Don't worry about that noise.
That's one of my kids down at the back.
Of course. By the way, that tower
Iskit,
outside.
what are you doing?
Tower.
Biscuit.
Iskit.
Do you know anything about?
Iskit and Biscuit's the other one. Biscuit's the sister.
Do you know anything about the tower outside? By the way, just down
Which
the
one?
road, 5 minutes away.
There's loads of towers in this. It's full of towers.
The large, sort of bluey, shiny, silvery.
Oh, Ravenstar.
Ravenstar,
Oh,
that's it.
it's a spooky mystery, that one, isn't it? There's no door.
No door at all.
How do anybody... What's it there for? I heard... And you can see that this is the matriarch. This is Tarek.
Yeah.
She's a bit older than the other kobolds. You can see that she doesn't look quite the same. And she's kind of got... a little sort of dirty apron on. She's got like very simple kind of like peasant's garb on underneath that. Big bloomers, big pair of like baggy bloomers. Look like they've been stitched up. And she's just like, I remember it was a couple of years ago now for one of the festivals, and this elf came out.
Yes.
They were like, night had come alive. And they came out and they did tricks for all the kids. They gave out little sweets and things like that.
Okay.
And then those kids vanished.
Did they?
No, they didn't.
No. Okay.
I
That
don't
would be a
make
good
the
story.
exciting. But no, it's very mysterious. But yeah, just some seems to come and go. See birds going in the windows all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
But you've never
crows
seen-
and ravens and that like.
And you've never seen anyone prior to that
Apart
festival?
from that elf, no. And they just sort of appeared. They flew out, flew down.
Very curious. Very curious. Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
Oh, and for the room as well.
You're welcome.
Don't worry about a guide. I like you said, take a left, second door on the right.
Don't go in any of the other rooms.
I won't. I mean, the key won't work for the other rooms, will it?
No, it won't. But I've had people try and break in. If you try and break into our rooms, you'll have to deal with my son.
Which one?
Oh, he's not out here. Can't let him out here.
Okay. Fucking hell.
I kind of now want to meet this man.
I want to know who he is.
No, we won't be breaking in to any rooms.
Good.
But it's good to know that we're protected if someone tries to
Oh,
break
yeah,
in.
very protected. Oh, my boy looks after the place. He does, yeah. And then I've got the little ones to deal with, deal with the other people.
I've spoken to a few of them already,
Okay.
yes. Very busy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Right.
I put a coin in.
Toad Squad. Okay.
Toad Squad!
Pull the lever.
all the planning and prep for this campaign, and the party gets transfixed by a toad.
Bobbling the goblin. You pull the lever. Music begins to play.
Rowan's singing along.
Eyes open, glow. Mouth of the toad opens. You will find luck in the dawn of the arch.
Where's the arch?
It's beneath some stone, if it's the same arch. But the previous prophecy was about the full moon. So maybe it's bad luck in a full moon to go to the arch, but good luck if we go in the day.
Okay. I put another coin.
Yes, good idea.
Just to check if they give more information about the arch.
Okay. Dun-dun-dun. The music begins to play. Eyes of the frog open. They glow. The mouth opens up. The night shall overcome the maiden in the forest of dreams.
It just keeps adding.
Okay. I don't know what any of these mean, Rowan.
They will come to us, I'm sure of it.
I don't feel like they will, but I do like the
Forest of Dreams.
I like the frog's hat. He looks a
It's
bit
a
beat
good
up, though.
hat.
Yeah, it definitely looks a bit frumpled. Yeah. What's Gruff doing?
He's just standing behind these two, watching this, and he's got his arms crossed, his tail's twitching, he's sighing and tutting, and
Dad is displeased.
He opens his mouth to say something, sees these two, delighted by what's going on, and just shuts his mouth and says nothing.
Okay.
Would you like a go, Gruffith?
I'd rather not waste my money, thank you.
It could save a life.
I doubt that.
I've got 4 coppers and 4 bronze left. Just the one.
Would you rather
One
not
won't
save it
hurt.
for food or
Oh no.
drink or
No.
paying to the church as a tithe or,
Oh, I'll save 1 bronze for that. But there's still 3.
I still think this is blasphemous.
Blasphemous. What do you mean?
I love the fact that Gruff has decided it's blasphemous. There's no teaching for it, but he's just like, no, blasphemy. Witch! This toad is a witch!
It's a witch!
Sure.
Should be drowned!
Wouldn't do anything. It's a toad.
Would it make you happy if I
Very happy.
communed with the toad?
Yes.
And then we just need Ophelia to do it, and then everybody knows what's happening.
Yes. They know what this very dead toad in a box.
I'm going to pre-roll the toad.
Magic.
Very dead toad in a box. In an inn run by 24 kobolds. Holds for the future.
I did think the toad would look a bit more lively.
Put the coin,
Pull the lever.
pull the lever.
Get the music. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes,
Rowan's singing along at this
yes.
point. Eyes light up, mouth opens. The spire. And you shall find luck in the morning of shadows.
It's the same prophecy, but from your perspective.
Same prophecy, eh?
No, it's very different, but the same.
I'm hearing a lot of the same words
Spire and you.
in every single prophecy.
Now that you've interacted with the Gruff and Daisy, if you'd like, you can both make Arcana checks for me as well, if you wish.
I've forgotten them.
Or investigation, you may also make.
they're the same.
Daisy, if you wish to be in childlike wonder and not understand how the toad works, you can choose not to roll. Or just to ignore whatever you just rolled.
It's an 11.
It's an 11.
14.
14. With an 11, you could definitely tell, Daisy, that there's some clever machinery and some magic at work here. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's definitely a dead toad. It's definitely not the toad is magic. It is definitely there is some sort of enchantment. For Gruff, you understand a little bit better. The spell Magic Mouth, there is a spell called Magic Mouth which allows like recitings of like sayings and things, but you have a feeling that a wizard, either a very bored or very well paid wizard, has taken the time to work with like somebody like a clocksmith or somebody like that, and basically created a kind of reel of magic mouths that it spins and randomly selects set phrases, and it just repeats that, and they're all individual different versions of this magic mouth spell with it's just preset phrases, and it rotates them around like a big slot machine, basically, like a slot machine of phrases.
Daisy doesn't.
But Gruff, Daisy doesn't know that.
Because all it's done is make her draw a little toad with a wizard hat, and now she's gonna keep drawing a little toad with a wizard hat.
Well,
But
I mean,
like a nicer looking.
Daisy doesn't know exactly how it works, so it might be that the enchantment is of a divination. Like you could still believe that there is some sort of fortune-telling spell on it. Gruff, however, knows that it's definitely a machine.
mechanism,
It's like a game. It's a toy.
While these two are delightfully throwing money at this thing, can I just subtly look at the box and see if there's like a name or something, like...
Yes, name the toad.
Oh, the toad doesn't have it.
No, like the
brand.
wizard
Sure,
or
make
like...
an investigation check for me.
Okay.
Oh no, is it Sim Sam's?
19.
You search around the base, and carved into the bottom of this cabinet, very subtly done, there is just Z.Z.Z.
He's here!
Yes!
That's
I will
that's
chase
in the
you
notes.
From one universe to the next, you motherfucker. You will.
Who else was going to make something like this?
Fuck else. He does have magic. He could have made my fridge.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, he literally used a book to transport himself to another world.
yeah,
That's
that's
magic.
Yeah.
He's
I
the
hope he's
strongest
getting a
of all
good
of us.
cut out of this
No, he made it and fucked off.
to fund his cake problem.
It wasn't the cakes that were the problem.
For new viewers, don't worry about it. It's a reference. It's an ongoing reference.
Now a multiversal
You'll find out at
character.
some point.
It's a multiversal
The
reference.
most powerful creature in
The most
He might not. That might be his only showing up in this campaign. Just so as a point, I said that he would appear. It doesn't mean he's going to always be a big part.
Hey, we've got no idea.
I'm going on Daisy's new quest is to find out the person who makes the magic toad.
Magic frog. Okay, sure.
Any luck with the new prophecies?
Yes, we have plenty to work with.
Really?
Yes. Gruff also had a prophecy of the same spire.
I see. Because I have a room, by the way. I got a room for four beds. And I spoke to the person there, and I think I see Rowan still like having just the time of his life with this thing. And Daisy's kind of got like this wonder as well. Oh, very real.
Very real.
So real.
Definitely not made by a charlatan.
Oh, not made by a charlatan. I'm like nodding. Yeah, so if you're having fun with it, have fun with it, is all I'm saying. But would anyone like to
We
check out the
shouldn't
room?
play with prophecy.
No?
It's not all fun and games. But it was fun.
It was quite
It
fun.
was a lot of fun.
We should
just-
also see the spire.
Promise me that you two aren't going to put any more money in this, because you'll wear it out.
Bro, as you
And
guys
maybe it'll turn into a curse,
As you guys are talking, one of the bar's patrons, one of the tavern's patrons, overhears Rowan when he says prophecy, when he out loud is just like talking about prophecy. And you see that she is a halfling, looks like a labourer, like not like a wealthy individual, but doesn't look drunk or anything like that. They seem to just be enjoying some meat skewers and a pint of beer or whatever. They got some friends, and she overhears you, and she kind of sees you and has been sort of like watching you guys play with the frog and smiling, laughing. And we'll just say, Hello, dear. You seem to be very interested in these prophecies.
Very much so, yes.
If you are looking for a real prophecy, you could always go and see. There's a real oracle here in town. Gotta find it. She is she's a real oracle. She speaks for the Dragon Empress.
I point at the clever toad.
These are. She kind of smiles and is like, well, perhaps then prophecies that are less vague and are more personal.
I could refine my prophecy with this oracle, is what you're suggesting.
If you are somebody if something like destiny and prophecy matters to you, I would go and seek out the Imperial Flame at the Coil of the Empress.
The Imperial Flame. That is very kind of you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much. The Imperial Flame.
The late Empress, she's not gone. She's still with us. She looks after us.
She does.
She just smiles. And, yeah.
Your name?
Oh, Jenny.
I'm Rowan.
Hello, Rowan.
Pleased to meet you.
She just offers a hand. I'm Jenny. I work nearby at the Carpenters Guild.
Lovely.
Lovely to meet you.
We
but
should
yes.
visit.
Oh no, it's just for carpenters, building things and meetings and all that sort of thing. But but you can, you can find me at the Coil of the Empress. I meet with others there. We talk about the flame and talk about the Empress.
Coil of the Empress.
Yes.
Thank you very much for this information.
And she will. I don't know if that's on your. It is not. She gives you directions and points you to point 6 on the map. So down here, Trot.
Okay.
Point number 6.
Just south of the plaza.
Yeah.
That's where the Imperial Flame.
The Coil of the Empress, it's called.
Number 6.
Yep, number 6.
I think we
Coil
should
of the
check that
Empress.
place out someday. Thank you for giving us directions.
No, you're more than welcome.
This is Jenny. This is Xanthius, my best
Hello.
friend.
Hello.
Are you staying here at the tavern?
No, I don't. I live nearby. I come in here for my lunch. I'm just on a bit of a work break, so I'm working on some new. I'm a carpenter. I work on some of the barges that come by here. But I just overheard and saw your friend enjoying the toad. And yes, it's because she's only been in the town for a little while now. But I mean, everything she's told us, everything she says, comes true. She doesn't just meet with everyone, though. She waits for the right people, and she conveys blessings, and she has the power. She has divine power.
Is she known to cry?
I imagine, like everyone, I've never seen her cry, but
was this the
toad?
Right. Yes.
But no, go there, tell them that you spoke with me, and ask to speak. If you go there and you would like to speak to her, ask for Kiva, the guide of the Citadel.
Thank you. Jenny.
Yes, that was right. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
Can we make a bunch of faces? Is there anything you want to ask me, or?
No, I'm just trying to remember something from.
Guide of the what?
Guide of the Citadel.
I was just rereading something about Gruff.
More.
Yeah, no.
You love toads.
Big fan of prophecies too.
I'm just wondering if this is the. Jenny, was it?
Yes. Hello.
You said you believe that the Empress is still alive.
Well, I said that she's still with us.
Bit misguided, isn't it?
No?
That's what the Church of the Scions believe.
The Church of the Scions are obviously very wise, and they guide us in many ways, but there are things that they don't always understand. Go and speak to Kiva. You'll understand more. But the Empress is not gone. She wouldn't just abandon us. And there are those who hear her and speak to her.
He doesn't want to be rude.
Sure.
I think he'll just nod.
Mhm.
And seeing how eager these two were, just say,
we should probably go look at that spire you were talking about there, Lord Xanthius.
It's not far. It's just outside the door. Well, and down a little road.
I hope you enjoy your time here. And she just waves as you're sort of like heading out. Yeah.
As we, when we're out of earshot, like outside, walking to this spire,
The silence bless you.
I think
She just nods. She doesn't say anything back.
Oh, very rude.
You boyos might want to be a bit careful around the Imperial Flame.
The Imperial Flame? We're not heading to the Imperial Flame.
No, but that lady and what she was promising there
An oracle. Yes.
is not. Well, the Church of the Scions, they think that the Imperial Flame are a bit deluded. The Empress, unfortunately, bless her name, is dead. They believe she is not.
They know something.
I'm just saying she seems very friendly, and people can be very friendly up until the point where they're not, because they've got what they want, and what they want is more believers in their faith, in their interpretation of the faith.
Hey, if they walk in the guidance of the Empress, I don't see any trouble with that. If they truly believe that the Empress is alive, that may be something else, but I don't see a problem, at least seeing what they have to offer.
Just be careful with prophecies. They're a tricky
Why?
thing. They're a very tricky thing.
They're a little confusing.
Those ones in particular are quite confusing, yes.
Yes, but one instantly came true.
Which one? Oh, with the Crying Maiden?
No.
What I'm trying to say, Rowan, is
One of the many that I bought.
don't necessarily believe everything. Don't necessarily take everything at face value.
Why?
We can say that this conversation, by the way, is happening as you
Yeah.
are walking towards Ravensloft.
I understand, Gruff.
People have their own agendas in mind, and sometimes that agenda is not honest.
Jenny
Maybe-
seemed lovely, though.
Yes, like I said, they always do. Until they aren't.
Has something happened to you, Gruffith?
No, perhaps I've just been around a bit longer than you. I've seen many charlatans and people who take advantage, especially of very nice people, very honest people. I've seen very honest people fall afoul of very devious people.
We should protect those people.
Yes, we should.
As you finish this conversation, for Daisy and Gruffith, you see what I described before, this unusual tower. And the two boyos lead you to it. And yeah, you see this bizarre, ethereal almost stone. And this kind of shimmering, inky black to blue to silver kind of pearlescence. No shadow, with these bird-like gargoyles around the tips. And yeah, you see nothing. Xanthius, as you draw closer, that image, the door appears once more.
Oh, good.
The rest of you don't see a door.
So this is it. This is what we saw earlier. I mean, the stone itself is, like Rowan was saying, unlike anything he's ever seen, at least. And I mean, he's much more well-traveled than I am, especially in the stone department. But there it is, the door. Can you? Anyone else, please? Can you tell like this shape that's appeared in front of me?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Can you see it now, Rowan?
Rowan can't see it. You can sense that there is something there, but you can't see
I
it.
cannot see it, no, but I agree with you, there is a door.
Okay, well look, and I'll walk towards like, I guess where an edge of this door would be, where I see. Did you say it was like light coming through, or?
Yeah, it's like the Moria
runes,
door, so
yeah.
it's like silvery, runic, kind of glowing. As the three of you, as Xanthius draws closer to it, and the three of you kind of follow and are looking at it, trying to see this door, can Daisy, Gruffith, and Rowan all make wisdom saving throws?
Okay.
Oh, 16 plus 5, 21.
21.
Natural 20.
Total?
For a 21.
21.
Sorry, not me.
Not you.
5.
5. 21 you both got. You both unfortunately still fail.
Holy shit.
Well, I got a nat 20. That's the most I can ever
It
get.
is, yeah, for now. The three of you, Daisy, Rowan, and Gruffith, you look towards this door and, like, Rowan, it's weird. You know that there's something there, but then your mind is like, no, there's nothing there. Like, it's like you felt like there was something there, and then suddenly you're like, no, I'm looking at it. There can't possibly be anything there. And then Daisy and Gruffith, as you almost like you're glancing over it. Like, you're just like, what's he talking about? There can't be anything there. Like, you're just kind of, your eyes and mind are bouncing off this thing. And for out-of-game purposes, there is an effect which is basically causing you to kind of ignore it. Okay. Almost like kind of pushing your mind away from this place, right? But in character, like...
So is that like an aura thing? Like, even if I step closer to it?
No, you're
invisible to them? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like we don't want to go near it, or we're just...
It's not like an aversion you should dismiss in the notion of it. It's just like a faint enchantment, which is basically causing you to be like, oh, there's no door here.
Yeah, madman.
See, because all the people I've spoken to about this tower has mentioned that only one person has ever come out of here, and no one's ever gone in, and that the door just doesn't exist. And yet,
it doesn't exist.
No, I don't see how.
I was mistaken.
Yeah.
You can't.
I don't understand.
It's weird, Rowan, because you remember you felt that there was something there, but maybe you were mistaken, or
I think we must have seen something, or we got all excited about the clever toad. It's.
Oh no! Please come closer. Come look. I can even if I like. Go over and literally touch like the edge of this.
Okay, as soon as you touch it, Xanthias disappears.
What?
And that's where we're going to take the alpha.
Disappears.
Okay.
And that's the end of part 1. We'll see you in part 2.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, fuck.
I love it. Thanks for joining us. We will be back in 5 minutes. We're going to take a short 5-minute break. We're going to play some the previous fan art videos. So enjoyed that. And then we're going to go back and we'll jump straight back in.
And these guys are going to go home.
Yeah, maybe.
Just you, B.
Maybe. We'll see you soon. Hello, we are back. We're going to jump straight back in. We got no announcements or thingies to talk about.
Tom's birthday.
It's Tom's birthday.
Hey, what up, motherfuckers?
Thank you for all the lovely artists as well.
I'm real thrilled about it.
And yeah, we're going to jump straight back in.
Yeah, boy.
Woo! Welcome back to part 2 of High Rollers, Althea, the Dragon Empire. Previously, our party had been exploring the town of Ashen Rest, and having finally decided on a place to stay for the evening and engaging in a children's game involving a fortune-telling toad, our party have also gone to explore a location called Ravenstar Spire. And on arriving there at this tower, Xanthius spotted a figure within, who seemed to spot him back, and a doorway was revealed to him. But when he brought the others to explore it, they seemed unable to see this door, and in fact, upon drawing closer, found that their minds became mired by some sort of enchantment that caused them to dismiss the idea of a door being there. When Xanthius reached up to touch the door, he vanished. Xanthius.
Whoopsie doopsie.
And I do apologize, team, that you might be quiet for a little bit here,
That's okay.
if that's all right.
We're enjoying
how
the
to do that.
drama.
I will try and
Sip a tea.
switch back. But Xanthius, there's a flash of darkness. And you are no longer outside the tower. You appear inside a quite elegant but simple. It's both elegant and simple in its design. A sort of sitting room. You find that there are 2 chairs, plush, wooden with cushions, in front of a table. Everything here is constructed from the same unusual silvery wood, almost birch-like, but unlike any wood you have ever seen before. The room is lit not by windows or sunlight, but motes of light that appear to be insectoid or butterfly-like, organic, as they flitter up in the 15-foot-high ceilings. You can see that there is a staircase, a spiral staircase that leads up. And you also see there are sculptures and paintings, but none of it is of a world or objects that you recognize. The paintings are more, to your eyes, like streaks of color with vague, impressionist almost, shapes of humanoid-like figures.
Okay.
The sculptures are organic, but yet alien to you.
Is there anything of the stone that the tower was constructed?
Yeah, the walls and the floor.
Okay.
All made from the same dark stone.
So it does, I guess, feel like I'm inside the same
Feels
tower.
like it, yeah. You look behind you, there is no door. And a kind of faint scratching sound calls your attention back to the center of the room as you see that on a perch, kind of tucked in the corner, maybe you didn't notice it when you were first taking in the room, you see there is a bird. There is a raven on like one of these silvery wood perches. Just kind of cocks its head and is watching you. Kind of makes like a faint sort of like cooing noise, like. You see that the table has been laid out with a pitcher of water and 2 glasses. There are plush cushions on these wooden chairs, and you hear footsteps. So soft, they sound like somebody walking amongst autumn leaves. But there is no foliage here. It is like the brushing of wind as a figure emerges from the staircase. They are pale-skinned, very, very slim, and they wear long, flowing, quite exposing robes of almost gossamer-like silk, like almost see-through, but not quite. but around their mantle, around their shoulders and their back and a high collar is of black feathers. They wear jewelry around their wrists and arms and fingers made from that strange silvery wood. Their hair is jet black and long. They wear it in a high ponytail with bangs and strands framing their face. And those details are all quite common, but what would Xanthias, and you have to put yourself in Xanthias's mind here.
Sure.
What would Xanthias expect an elf to look like?
I mean, well, Xanthias himself is more of elven inclination, I suppose. So, I mean, I don't know if this is different for Althea, but I guess somewhat like sharp features, the sort of pointy ears, tall.
Yeah, this is entirely, doesn't matter what Althea, it doesn't matter what the official law is. This is what Xanthias expects an elf to look like.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I think the tall, slender,
pointed ears, non-pointed ears, very kind of beautiful and sort of androgynous kind of like look to them. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what this person looks like.
Right.
But with the long dark hair, as I mentioned, and all these details.
Okay.
But they have this almost quintessential elven face. Very calm and very placid. And they walk down, and you can see that their eyes have almost a soft glow about them, and that same silvery blue. Mm-hmm. And they walk down, and they are faintly smiling. Not a broad smile, just a very faint pursing of the lips. And they see you, and they will look towards you. Tuvaren, please, sit.
Are you... I'm being very, like, cautious where I am. I think as I'm, like, walking around this room for the first time, I'm, like, trying not to touch things.
They watch you passively.
But as I see them and start to speak to them, I'm kind of moving backwards to where I believe this door to be, if there was an escape. I guess right now there's no sigils on the wall as a way out or anything like that.
Nothing that you can see.
I'm very cautious and kind of not feeling entirely safe right now. Are you the one I saw, the figure I saw in the window?
Yes.
Why have I been allowed to enter this tower?
Because there is something unusual about you.
I see.
And I was curious. And they are looking at you in a way that nobody has ever looked at you before.
Like a piercing stare kind of
But
deal.
it's unblinking, just drinking you in. And they say, do not worry. For those outside, this will feel like mere moments.
My friend out there spoke of this tower being older than Althea, older than... Who are you? What is this place? Are we still in Ashen Rest?
When you say that, there is a deep sadness. Yes, we are still in Ashen Rest. We are still in the world that you call Althea. We are still upon material plane. This is my home. I believe that the others in this place, they call it Ravenstar Spire. A pretty name. Some here call me Blackwing.
And what is your actual name?
They smile, if you wish to know it, though it is difficult for Tuvaren to say. I am Irvena Lethas Irneweth.
I think in that you're correct. Do you mind, Blackwing?
A name is a name. You call me what you wish. As I I find this concept, what you would call a name, is very different to me. My name is more a meaning of my soul. It is not just a moniker. Blackwing will suffice. Please, sit.
Before I do, what is it you sensed from me?
That I do not know. Something unusual, something I have not sensed in many who have passed by my tower before. I was curious. One thing I have sensed. And they make their way down and they pull the chair out and they sit. They don't drink the water. They hold the cup and the water just vanishes, as if slowly being drunk away as they just touch it. They will look at you. But I do know in your eyes I have seen something that I have seen in many who have come to visit me. You desire something.
Well, I wish to learn more of magic. I wish to understand the power that I now possess.
Yes, this statement is true. Learning magic, it is not magic. You have learnt to use magic. I see it in your skin and in your scales. Powerful magic, born within you. There is something else, a source of magic that is not your own. You desire something. You wish to understand something.
In your time in Althea, what is it you... What do you know about the world of Althea? What do you know about its history?
Very little. I spend most of my time trying to see beauty and art and life as I once knew it, in my home, a home that is long lost to me now. I know little of your world, but I know that what you carry is not Althean. Not truly. That is why I am curious. Forgive me. I have trapped you here. You see me as a threat.
Not as a threat, as such. I need someone I can trust.
Trust. A difficult thing in this world. Your lives are so short, so fleeting. Ambition, power, greed, common drives of this world. How can you trust any, dear?
That is a question I have been struggling with for the past week or so. What I carry for anyone out there, if they knew, would no doubt be a death sentence.
They cock their head curiously. They stand up and they begin to move towards you. And as they pass one of these kind of magical lights, you see that a lot of the lights in this chamber almost give off torchlight, like you would expect. But a couple of the lights here give off another kind of light altogether, as if shining, as if some of the light is that of the sun and some of it is that of the moon. And where these two lights cross over, it creates a third type of light, almost golden or silvery, dusk or dawn light. And as the figure moves between these lights, part of their face catches one of these beams where the two lights compress and create this dawn or dusk light. And as the elf moves through it, their whole features seem to change. And that image what Xanthius expects an elf to look like flickers for a moment. And you see almost like bird-like raven feathers protruding from the side of their face and along their arms. Their eyes become black. Their mouth is too wide. There's a flicker of like a glamour breaks, and then as soon as they're out of that half light, it changes back to what you expect. But they don't approach aggressively, they approach very naturally.
But trust is, of course, it's something we should both hold of each other. And yet, you seem to be hiding.
Forgive me. It is not intentional. The light of your world is very different to the light of mine. Elves like me, of the Feywield, it is a land of dusk and dawn, a light of ever twilight, and within it, our true forms are visible. When we are out in the light of Althea, beneath your scions, I believe you call them, there is an instinctual magic, a glamour. You perceive us as you expect to see us. I do not do it intentionally. Please forgive me, Tuvarin. I do not seek to hide. I have no fear of you.
I understand. I think there's a part of me that's almost trying to change my expectations, I guess, in some sense, like trying to recall that flickering sort of facade, or not even facade, their true self, I guess.
Yeah, and you do find it like you can imagine it, and as you try and imagine it and see this elf with that in mind, you see almost like faint remnants of it, but it's so hard to keep hold of.
Yeah.
But you now know that what this elf looks like to you in normal light isn't really how they look.
Yeah.
And you know that now, like you can see that with this particular elf, Blackwing. You do not trust the ones who wait for you beyond.
I am learning to. Some of them. I don't know how they would react just yet.
Do you wish for me to perceive this power? Perhaps I can help. I know much of magic. In my world, I was a weaver. We who can take the threads of magic itself, of life, of the Fae, of light, of the heart, and we weave it, sew it, make it into something new. I am a mage of sorts, capable of creating blessings and spells, enchantments.
Like a weaver, are you able to take this thing away from me?
I would need to examine it. They kind of cock their head and they're looking at you in this very bizarre way. This need not be a decision you make now, Tuvarin. I will be here for many, many, many years.
The door, will that be available?
I have allowed you to perceive it. I can allow the others to perceive it as well if I so wish. I hide to protect myself. There are many traitors to my kind who would seek to do me harm.
Traitors in Althea?
Yes. Elves who wish to return to the Feywield. But to do so, there is only one way. They must join those who cast us out. join those who betrayed us, slaughtered us. They must become unseelie.
Unseelie. Forgive me, is there a an Althean counterpart to Unseelie?
I would not know it if there was. You do not know much of the elves, though I see some traces of our kind's blood within you.
From my mother, yes. But I haven't been very close to my family or my lineage.
You carry the blood of dragons, too. Your mother, she was not a true Elvari. She carried perhaps a grandfather or a grandmother or a great-grandfather or great-grandmother, perhaps.
I believe so. I am afraid, again, quite distant from any party.
The elves came to this Althea approximately 300 years before. We once lived in a world, a planar realm called the Feywield. A place of beauty and life that you cannot imagine, Tuvarin. You simply cannot imagine it. It was a place, and there is this deep remorse, like deep mourning that you feel, that I can never return to. When we came here, we were pursued by wicked things, terrible creatures. They sought to slaughter my kind and many others for control of the Feywield. Our only way to survive was to sacrifice our immortality, to disconnect from the planar worlds, and to come here, where we sought refuge. There are many who live here in Althea and in this empire of dragons. I have chosen this place. I find Cauldra to be the most lively, full of passion and life. To me, it is as close to home as I can get.
And this tower, your home, has been here since before even Ashen Rest was created?
No. I built it. The stone is from the Feywield, and it is older than anything here. This stone, I first found this stone while I was still young. You must understand that in the Feywield, we do not track years. We do not track cycles. There is no sun or moon for us to follow. If I were to guess, if I were to try and calculate it, to you I would be 30, 40,000 years old.
If you were to calculate it, right.
But time passes differently.
And there is no way for you to return to this Feywield.
If I were, I would be hunted by the Unseelie. Even here, their agents try and find us. And this is what brings me to a matter. You seek my assistance with this trouble you find yourself in. And yet you wish to establish trust. That applies for me as well, Tuvarin. I may, perhaps now, perhaps in the future, ask for your assistance. If I learn of threats to my life, or perhaps agents who wish to aid the Unseelie, would you return a favor if a favor I provide?
If you assist with this problem, then I believe I would owe it to you.
That would be... I would be grateful. I can offer other assistance. You and your companions are travelers, I believe, yes?
Yes, we are.
Well, as a weaver and as a magician, I have the ability to provide blessings and boons, magic, and I can create items of magical power. If you are to bring me resources, ingredients, things that I can use to create with.
While I do not yet trust those outside with, well...
Your problem,
Yes,
Tibaran.
my problem. Would you allow them to enter this tower with me?
Yes. Do you wish to do so now? And then perhaps your problem is something we can discuss in private another time. I'm curious to meet them. 2 of them carry unusual traits just like you.
Do they? It's good to know. But I think I'd like you to take a look now.
Very well. They wait for you. What do you do?
I think I would just... I mean, everyone's seen, like, the bandages I have. I would sort of be talking through not necessarily what I know of it as such, but the powers that it's given me. I've been able to cast runic magic. At least I believe that's what it's called. They look like runes. They come from my hands. They protect me. They allow me to cast spells. But sometimes these spells are empowered. The flames are stronger than ever before than I believe they reasonably ever would be. But I have something that I think the people of Althea would be terrified of.
Show me.
In that case, I would slowly, like, remove the cloak and, you know, down to what would just be the bandages. I don't know if they get anything from that.
As you do, you see them just very subtly with their hands as threads from their fingertips almost begin to weave out of air. Almost like the air coalesces into these silvery glowing strings. And then they begin to almost like when you do like a cat's cradle, create these shapes. And a mask, like a masquerade mask, appears over their face and it kind of shimmers as they cast a spell, a detection, a divination spell of some kind. And then with the bandages, they are looking intently and they are staring at a spot under the bandages. And you know that they haven't seen it, but they can tell that there is something there. Do you take off the bandages?
I don't.
Okay.
I see what they are able to...
There is a momentary pause, and then you see Blackwing seem to grow immensely. They become 9 feet tall. Their hands become like talons. Armor seems to almost shimmer across their body as they hold out a hand. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Let's go! Wisdom save.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can you beat a DC 23?
Maybe with some fate on my side.
You can add it to a saving throw.
I would like to use some luck in this case. One of these dice. I mean,
Sure.
it's not great. It's not great. A -1.
Right.
Okay.
You need to roll very high.
I do. No, unfortunately not. It's a 14.
14. You feel yourself just freeze up. What is this? And you hear their voice suddenly, very Gandalf when he's talking to Bilbo. The shadows seem to expand, and the room now is engulfed in night. Dozens of red-eyed birds begin to appear in the darkness. What terror have you brought What is this? Tuvaren, do you know what you carry?
I can speak.
You can't speak, but this voice is in your head now.
I don't wish to carry this thing anymore. I know exactly what it is, and I am just as terrified of it as you are.
Within this, within you, is chaos and the fires of the Hellion and the light of the Lucent Peaks merged together into one hideous form. It is like poison in your veins.
And can it be removed? Can you take this away from me? Can I be cured?
Shadows begin to retreat, and you now see that there is a menagerie of crows and ravens and corvid birds within this room. But Blackwing shrinks back down, and now there is almost a visage of pity. This is beyond my power to remove. It may be possible, but not with my power. This... You see, Blackwing almost looks up, as if looking up at the sky, and then looks back down. This is of a great power, power beyond me. But there were once those who stood against it. I may be able to help you, but it will take time to research.
How much time?
I do not know.
You understand. Time, for me, is somewhat more precious.
Yes. You have experienced it once, yes? Transformation.
Yes. And I would happily show
off your glove, and you see this hand, these blackened fingers and like lines of molten fire. Each time, it will take longer and longer for these mutations. You have perhaps 10, 12 before the next. If you are strong of mind, strong of soul, strong of body, you can resist. I may be able to help slow the process, but this will also take me time to learn. But you have some time before the next change. You feel your body become your own again as the whole person spell is dismissed on you.
I do not wish to harm you. I hope you know that. Or anyone.
Be wary, Tuvaren. The words you speak now, I believe. But as this poison burns through you, your mind, like your body, will change. And that need, that hunger, will grow. If you come to me again, I will expect you to be of sound mind. If you come to me and I believe that you are lost, I will make sure that you do not threaten anyone again. For you are an anathema of light and freedom and life.
I would expect nothing less. When they mentioned the people that stood before, is this something I'm aware of, I guess, as a first little inkling? I don't know if this is a...
People that you stood before?
When he said the people I would look for are the ones that stood against.
You can make a history check.
Okay.
Because they, as an elf, they are being a bit vague and cryptic, but you might be able to piece it together.
Okay.
I mean, if Tom has an idea, then I'm fine with Xanthius having that idea. But if you are asking me, Mark, can you give me a hint, then that's what the roll is for.
Sure, that's what it is.
Okay.
If there was some piece of lore that I might have missed. Sure. Then, but I got a what was it? A 15.
15. You suspect that they mean the Proto-Magi.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I'll just find those. Easy. Easy peasy.
Blackwing will look at you and just nod. My offer to assist you still stands. And should your companions wish to come and speak with me, I shall make the way open to them. I have boons and blessings and enchantments. And as I said, if you find materials or things of power and you wish for me to craft things for you, it can be done. I will be watching, Tuvarin.
I would very much welcome the assistance. And as I said before, I do wish to help you. But
Now that you can be assured I will ask for in exchange. They gesture with their hand, and on the wall behind you where you initially began, you see the same silvery runes appear to create a doorway.
Yeah, I'll start heading over towards that, but saying to them, I am sorry for all you have experienced, and especially sorry for what I bring to you today.
They smile, in a kind of a slightly patronizing way, unfortunately. There is a kind of like an adult laughing at a child who said something, right? Like, oh, bless you. It's that kind of like, oh, sweet thing. Do not be sad for me, Tuvarin. My kind have enough sadness for ourselves. And do not fear. I am not darkened by what you have brought here. I am afraid for you, if nothing else. I simply do not wish to see more death and destruction.
Me too.
And that is what you carry. Farewell. We spoke of names. I apologize. Tuvarin is a name I give to all of your kind. What is the moniker, the name by which others call you?
Xanthius Oregon, or just Xanthius.
Xanthius. Blackwing bows their head. I will be watching. And then they just stare.
I will, put a hand to the door again.
You are outside again. For Gruff, Daisy, and Rowan, it's been maybe a minute. Xanthius walked up, he touched the tower, and then he vanished. What do you guys do?
Daisy is probably trying to find the door where
Cold stone, yeah, just touching. Yep. Make an investigation check for me.
What is my investigation?
Rowan's panicked. Xanthius?
13.
13, you're like, there's no seam, there's no nothing. Like, it's just stone. Like, it's like he just vanished, like he cast a spell or something. Rowan's like, you're panicking.
Where is he? I'm looking at, like, footsteps on the ground.
None.
In case he's, like, run away invisible for whatever reason.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Sure.
You start like,
It's a five.
because there is, like, grass and stuff, so you're, like, trying to find if there's tracks or something. Can't see anything.
Nothing.
What about Gruff?
He's trying to climb the tower.
Okay. So just start, like, trying to abseil the tower.
Like,
yeah,
just,
sure.
Like claws out, just trying to. There's no thought. He's
Do you
panicking.
have a climb speed?
I was looking at this. Tabaxi do. Leonin don't.
What a shame. Athletics check then, please. This is a perfectly smooth stone. There is no footholds or
I know.
handholds.
I know. Him knows.
Yep.
17.
17. There's just nothing. Like, it's like you dig your claws in, but the stone is so hard you can't get your claws in. There's just no purchase. You're like jumping up, trying to grab stuff. There's just, you
Cursing
can't
a lot.
climb it.
Swearing a lot.
Yeah.
Rowan shouts, Tower! Return Xanthius to us!
Yeah, you shout it down.
At once!
What was the prophecy? What did the prophecy say? What did it say about the spire?
The maiden's... Is anyone crying right now?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm crying! The maiden cries, and then the shadow of the spire lingers
There is no shadow. There's no shadow.
I'm a toad, what do you mean? What is this
Scrabbling at the stone.
So it's still just like, you probably hear like, you guys are shouting a lot. You do get somebody, there's like on the other side of the street, there's like several sort of townhouses and like businesses. And you do like an old lady kind of, be quiet down there, I'm trying to sleep. What's all this racket for?
'Tis noontime, madam.
I'll sleep when I fucking want. Shut up.
Yeah, just
Bloody travellers.
I'm gonna start to look around the rest of the time. I'm gonna like try and do a circle.
Yeah, I think like because you guys are making checks and stuff. Like Rowan's like patting on the ground trying to search for stuff. You're like shouting up. Gruff's trying to climb it. About a minute after, Xanthias, you just appear at the base of the tower.
I'm expecting to see them exactly as I left them because they said to me like,
only a
moment passed.
Yeah,
but I like look around. Can I see anyone immediately?
You see like Rowan on his knees, like tower. Daisy just like crying, just like.
Ruff's just sliding down the side of the wall.
What is happening?
By the silence says, Xanthias!
Where did you go?
Return.
Where have you been, young man?
Thank you, Spire.
I went into the tower through the door, like I said.
There's not a door.
There's no door.
When you guys now look, there is now a door.
Oh.
You guys now see the same thing Xanthias did, this silvery blue outline of a door.
There was no door.
There definitely wasn't a door.
I was telling you about the door, and now there's a door. I was inside the tower. I met with a very powerful, I believe, mage, who said they can assist us.
What, did you just like go in and have a 2-second conversation about help and then come back out? You've been gone for like no time. What do you mean you've had a
2
conversation?
seconds?
A minute. 10. 20.
Felt like a long time.
An eternity.
An eternity. I can assure you, I have not been in there for an eternity. I just, for some reason, I was chosen, maybe because of my magical ability, to enter the tower. And when I spoke to them, they said they were more than happy to let you come with me next time I decide to enter the tower. And they would assist us with enchantments, with magical things. What were you trying to do?
Climb the tower.
You were
Gruff
trying to-
was trying to climb.
Why?
You disappeared. You're my charge.
There's no door.
I just vanished.
Yes.
Just disappeared.
Okay,
What was he supposed to do?
that's a good question.
Clearly.
I appreciate the concern and the what were you shouting?
Nothing.
He might have prayed to the clever toad.
Oh,
Slightly.
of course.
You really shouldn't do that. Pray.
I was desperate.
No, pray to the scions, not to dead toads.
I did that too.
Okay.
I was cursing the toad.
Gruff, you are the only one to notice this. I don't think anybody else has passive perception 15 or higher. I think Gruff is the only one.
No, you do not. Feels pretty good, huh?
I know.
Yeah.
Gruff, you're the only one to notice this. Out of the top window, one of these windows that's high up,
The one I was
that you were trying to climb up to, a raven basically flies out and lands on the roofs of it flies out of the tower and it just lands on one of the street lights. All around Ashen Rest there are these like metal street lights, and they're not lit 'cause it's the middle of the day, but it lands on top and it's just watching the four of you. It's just like a raven, just flies out.
Well, I appreciate the concern. If you, I'm safe. I'm fine.
Well, do you want to go back into the tower? Because now we can see the door. So
If you'd like to enter, I mean,
And it's safe, not dangerous.
it's totally safe. Very interesting mage in there.
They didn't possess you, did they?
I don't feel possessed. I still feel like Xanthias. No.
Did you put your clothes back on?
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume he did his sharp and stuff.
If you are Xanthias,
Daisy's gonna pinch him on the arm.
It's a bit scaly. But yeah.
Okay, what? It's me. I'm not illusory. I'm not
I had to
possessed.
check. I don't know. You disappeared through a non-existent door, and now there's a door, and I don't know what's real anymore.
if you are Lord Xanthias, where did we
Not
meet?
Lord Xanthias on the road outside Burnell. I was infirm, vulnerable,
Weak.
weak.
No, it was not weak.
The third one.
Ego.
Traitor!
I saw Xanthias vent. Sus. He's the
Imposter.
Amogus. He's the Amogus.
Well,
Vote Rowan.
Meek, not
Meek.
weak.
Infirm and vulnerable.
That's-
That's the three things that I
Vulnerable.
was. Sure. Outside Burnell, that's where we met. You were playing a song about pebbles. You have a very, very fancy dagger, and there's another one, Ophelia.
She's.
I don't say another one. It's Ophelia. She has a skeleton friend, which I don't say so loudly that everyone around can hear.
What did he say? It's skeleton. No, I'm joking.
She's just eating sweets on this side of the road.
You need a bit of flapjack.
well, if we've been granted entry, we should meet this powerful mage.
I don't see why not. They wish to help us in our travels.
But us?
Yes?
Do they have anything to do with the birdie that's watching us?
I mean, it's just like a crow, right? Or
Raven.
It's a raven.
raven, sorry.
I'll
yeah.
point at the raven.
Yeah, you guys all now see the same raven. It's watching.
Possibly, I suppose so.
I'm gonna
yes.
wave at the raven.
It flew out the window.
In that case,
The one I was trying to climb.
most likely then, yes.
I could. I could have climbed up there, you know.
I really believe you could. I take that back. I don't think there's any chance.
I would have given it a bloody good try.
I'm sure you would have. And I appreciate the attempt that you did make. I can see a couple of scratches. Actually,
claw
would there
marks on
even
the
be
wall.
any claw marks in this stone?
No.
No. It's there.
Claws do hurt.
Didn't even go into it. It's too hard.
By all means, lead the way.
All you have to do is just touch the door and you'll be transported in there.
Ay,
What's the problem?
Makes me vomit.
What does?
Transporty spells.
If it helps, it was just a tiny little bit of darkness and then you're there. It didn't feel like anything to me. You'll be fine.
I can stay outside if you want to stay outside.
No, I need to see who Xanthias' new friend is.
Okay.
All right, Rowan touches it. Rowan vanishes. Daisy.
Oh, that's what it
assuming.
looked like. Yeah, no, that would be terrifying. Rowan!
Climb the wall, yes?
Where praise the toad?
No, don't praise the toad. That's blasphemous. Get in there.
I will touch the door.
Sure.
Touch
No, same. All right. Well, Rowan's the first to arrive, but you actually all appear almost simultaneously. You arrive in the same area that I described before, a kind of sitting room. This time there are 5 chairs around a table, each wonderfully padded like cushions. Like I said, all that silvery wood-like texture, the dark stone walls, a spiral staircase, etc. There is no. There is a crow in here on that perch that seems to be looking over everything. And you can see admiring a painting is a figure. Like I said, the same description that I gave generically, the gossamer thin robes, the black hair tied up in a high ponytail, very pale. But to each of you, it is whatever your character expects an elf to look like. Right? So if Gruff hasn't encountered, or if you've met elves, like, elves are very rare. I should point out that an actual true elf, somebody who is half elven or elven descended, a bit more common. So things like pointy ears, that's kind of like expected. But a true elf is quite rare. So it's whatever your character would expect, like a true elf to be. And most of you know that elves come from another world. They come from another plane. You know that is where the elves came from originally. Even if you don't know the full story, you would know that they are these other planar creatures. Daisy.
Hello.
In your mind, you hear your friend. Nim will just say to you, little one, of all of my foes, the elven kind, it is not so much I trust them. They are masters of trickery and deception, illusion, enchantment. But of all of the planar realms, they were the closest thing we could call allies.
Well, that's really good. Yay.
Just be cautious. They are tricky and vague and strange. And I know that they paid a great price to come to your world.
Well, okay, so usual, be cautious, as normal, but kind of maybe good thing.
As you're having this conversation, the figure turns around and is staring directly at Daisy, as if they can hear the conversation you're having.
Can they hear you?
I don't know. I didn't think they would be able to.
No.
The figure just stares. You are all friends of Xanthias.
Okay.
Welcome. You may call me Blackwing. It's a name that is most commonly given to me.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Blackwing. I am Rowan. And this is Gruffith
You just nod.
Of tomorrow.
of Trimorrow up in
nod.
Iceheart. And this is Daisy of Nearby.
Good find. Hi.
The figure begins to drift towards you. And there is this kind of alien, uncomfortable, like, if you met somebody and they just immediately walked very intensely up to you, like quite close, there is this unnaturalness to their social behavior. And they almost like walk directly up to you, and they are tall as well. They're not quite Rowan tall, but they're probably about 6'2". You know, they're tall. And they look down at you, Daisy. Is there someone there? I think yes. They like stare into your eyes, and to you, their eyes almost look like these soft, glowing blue irises, like almost white, you know, pure pearlescent kind of look. I sense a familiar sensation here.
No, it's just me.
I am sorry.
What?
You have given up much to be here. In a different way to me and my kind. But you must bond like this. I am sorry. I do not believe we ever met on the battlefield. But I apologize if we have caused one another pain before. Nim is silent. Welcome.
Can we hear that?
Oh, Blackwing is saying this out loud. Blackwing will turn and say, "You are all welcome guests here. Please, would you care for food or drink?"
Oh, that's so very kind of you. Very generous indeed.
Of course.
I'm Peckish.
They wave their hand, and you see little cakes,
Little cakes.
like little fruits that are like almost sweet candied fruits that are laid out on like a platter, little, you know, plates, and glasses of a juice, like a fruit juice, just materialize on the table. Please sit.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, I think I'd
look around for approval, but we'll be edging towards it all.
Yeah, I would be probably more. I would obviously be more comfortable than others, I suppose, having been here before. But I'd take a seat, and I just thought you might like to meet those that were waiting for me outside.
Indeed. You are travelers, and you accompany Xanthias. I
Yes.
wished to offer my services. I am, in my world, I would be called a weaver, similar to a magician or a mage here. And I have enchantments and blessings, and I am capable of creating magical artifacts if I'm provided with the right materials.
Wow.
I ask for coin or favors or services in return for such things, but I'm always willing to help others.
I don't have that much money. It sounds all very extravagant.
It need not be. I have simple things for simple needs, and I do not always... Coin is not something I require. Quite often, perhaps a favor or a promise would suffice.
Now,
is there something you need, Rowan, or something I can help you with?
Only information right now.
If I have it to give, information I believe should be shared freely.
Good. I know Xanthius is special, but what drew you to him?
He carries a special magic which sparked my curiosity, and it will lead me to ask questions that I have yet to ask myself.
Rowan is like rubbing his temples. Okay.
You carry something unusual about you as well. I sense old magic. This, when you bring out the lute, Blackwing very normally impassive, very neutral in emotion, but you see tears in their eyes, and they hold it for a moment. They don't react. They don't like sniffle or rub the tears away.
They pog.
They do drop. They do kind of drop down their face, and then as they fall off their skin, they just seem to evaporate and twinkle away. What a beautiful instrument.
Yes.
May I hold it?
Of course. Sostenuto. Please meet Blackwing.
And you see Blackwing talks to the lute. Blackwing is the name that this place has given me. I am Irvena Lethas Irneowith. And is talking to the lute. You are a thing of exquisite beauty, crafted with such love and life. And they turn it over in their hands and they begin to play it.
Rowan starts bawling, but holding it back so he can listen to the music.
Well, I will say this for the rest of you, Blackwing doesn't play it as well as Rowan does. Like, you've heard Rowan play it and it is incredible. They are competent, but you can tell they're not a musician. But they play it with skill. Like, this is like, imagine if a friend of yours who'd never played an instrument in their life picked it up and really played it quite well, but didn't quite play it like Mozart level or something like that. Well, but like, they still play it incredibly well.
So when Rowan plays it, we can hear like almost this symphony behind the feelings.
You don't hear that.
It's just
it is a really nice lute. Yeah, you hear a really nice lute. But this is, you get the sense that this isn't Blackwing playing it because they want to play a lute. There's something else here, and they play it very softly. And the melody, Rowan, hits you. It is tragic. This is a lament. And they're not singing, but their mouth is moving as if they're mouthing words. In a language that you don't speak. And then they play a few, maybe a chord or two, maybe sing a verse, and then they still the notes, and they pass it back to you. Thank you. It is very rare to encounter such works in this world. Such an instrument would be at home in the Feywild. Please. And they will reach out, and they will touch your arm, Rowan, and you see magic begin to fill sort of the air around Rowan as a dawn golden light kind of reaches out from Blackwing's hands and infuses into him. Blackwing will grant you the Blessing of Dawn, Rowan.
Oh.
This will grant you plus 10 movement speed for 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
10's pretty good.
Thank you. A blessing I normally give to those who seek my powers, but for introducing me to such a gift, please.
Sostenuto, although a small part, has taken a share of your sorrowful burden
Thank you.
in its song.
That seems to resonate deeply with Blackwing, and they just nod their head. And I believe that we have Gruffith of Tremorrow. I must admit I know very little of the world beyond Caldra and of your world entirely. Please, is there anything I can help you with?
Probably not. Although, could you enchant my staff?
To provide an enchantment, I would need reagents, materials, and things like that. If you can bring them to me, if you find anything unusual, I can likely do so, but not with anything I have to hand. The bird, because there's like engravings of birds on the staff and things, isn't there?
Yeah, very amateur, I'd say.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Gruff's done it himself.
Yeah, okay. But I can see that there is a minor enchantment placed upon it already. A spirit of a bird. I have an affinity for birds myself.
Illusion. I didn't want to bring my birds with me. I didn't want them to be in danger, but I could only afford for one bird to be imbued into the staff, one illusion. And really, I'd quite like Ira to join Seren. I miss them both. I don't want one to think I favour them over the other. You know, they get very jealous.
I do indeed. With these enchantments, I do not know how the mages and enchanters of your world perform these, but I could do such a thing for you. But I would require the spirit of a bird-like figure, of something to use in attunement and to consume in order to provide this magical power. If you were able to provide the feather of a powerful magical beast, a griffin or some such, one of its feathers, I might be able to provide this enchantment for you. It would need to be fresh, something from a griffin alive, not one that has been dead for a long time. But if you encounter such a thing, I would be able to provide it.
I'll bear that in mind, thank you.
Allow me to give you this, perhaps in compensation for being unable to assist you. And they will go over and they will snap off a piece of wood from their crow's branch. They just snap off like a twig, sort of about, 4 inches wide. And they hold it, and then you begin to see the wood almost begins to warp and grow and twist as it creates a bird, an ice diver-like shape, like a wooden, not statue, almost like it's made from twigs and sticks, but it kind of grows off like branches. And they place it in your hand, Gruff, in your paw. This totem will allow you to speak with birds for an hour. It will be consumed in its use, but...
Oh, thank you.
A small gift.
That's a lovely blessing. I wish that I could speak to my two, but too far away. But it'll be very nice to speak with birds all the same.
They have much wisdom. Birds are... In the Feywield, they are seen as creatures of great wisdom, cunning. Perhaps they will provide answers when humans cannot. When Tuvadan cannot. You and I have already spoken.
We have. But we are hoping to go meet the Duke soon.
Indeed. The Duke Ignarius is a character, I believe.
Oh, you know him?
I'd say. I have dealt with the Duke a few times. He was kind enough to grant me permission to build my tower here, to provide me with a space to grow it and to place it. And in return, I have provided magical assistance from time to time and given him advice. I find him many of the Duke's kind, the Red Dragons, I have found to be a little vain and arrogant. And the Duke has those qualities too, but they can be quite endearing in him. I enjoy his company, and it is nice to speak with a creature who understands the wisdom of ages as well.
Okay. We have been fortunate enough to receive a Duke's favour. we just don't really know what to use it on, I suppose.
Well, first of all, we have to book an appointment with the Duke.
But we have to book an appointment and so on and so forth. But it's good to know that you have spoken with them before.
Are you asking me for advice on what your favor should be used for, or is that simply something you mentioned? Forgive me, sometimes I do not understand the subtleties of Tuvaran interactions.
I don't think it hurts. Any recommendations that you may have?
Well, do you intend to travel the roads forever? Perhaps the Duke is in a position like myself. When I came here, I asked for a place to call my own, a spot of land to build my tower upon. Perhaps that is something that would be of benefit to you, even if it is only temporary.
Inch taller than this one.
I'm assuming Rowan doesn't say that.
No,
Chris
that
Truss
was
says
all
that.
Chris Trot.
Even if one is not intending to be here for the rest of your life, having somewhere to call your own certainly will save your coin purse, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And what of you? I speak now to Daisy.
That's correct.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm just.
Is there anything that I can help you with? Knowledge, a blessing, a gift? For you, or...
Maybe. I don't know.
Daisy just is like, like a rabbit in headlights, like, ah!
I think in her head she'll say to Nim, do you need anything? Can we trust the person? They can probably hear me just now, so...
I think that I wouldn't say as far as we trust them, but this one has clearly separated themselves from the other elves. They gave up on the Planar Realms. I have no quarrel with this one, but I don't need anything from them. You're everything I need.
Oh, well, that's nice. Yeah, I'm fine
They
with
might be able to
it.
help you.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure that they weren't... I don't know what to do when someone can maybe potentially hear you, so, you know, that's kind of weird.
Black Queen doesn't show any sign of like reacting to the conversation you're having. You're not sure if they can. They are looking as if they can hear you, but you don't know if they can hear you. But they're just doing that thing where they're just like staring into you, like boring into your soul.
Can I go, the self sure is a weird person? Nothing? Oh, okay.
And
thought
for
they
us,
might react.
for us, are you just like silent? It's just this weird.
They're just staring at each other.
Rowan interjects.
Yeah.
You could you glow like me. Glowing's nice.
Sure. I don't mind. I'm fine. But if you have anything that you think might help.
Well, have you ever wished to fly like a bird?
Yeah.
They will they will snap off the other half of the branch that the crow is sitting on, and the crow just flies off and lands
like,
on her
"Oi."
shoulder. it flies and lands onto their shoulder.
God damn it.
And they take that, and very much like the ice diver, this time it shapes into a crow, like it becomes like a little crow. And even the silver wood becomes slightly darker and black to match the crow's feathers. And they will hand it to you. This totem will break when you use it, but it will allow you to become a bird for 1 hour.
And then you can speak to Gruff.
You will be limited. You will not be able to speak, but you will retain your mind.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I give these gifts as a way of earning trust and to show kindness.
I trust you.
Thank you. I will
Maybe.
not always be able to assist,
Call me.
but I hope that I can in the future. I will need to do much research and thinking on some matters, but you are always welcome as my guests for drinks or food. I have
Cakes.
sequestered myself away for too long. Perhaps I have been caught up in the tragedy of my people for too long. I like it when there is music and cheering and laughter within the streets when the festivals come. That is normally when I leave the tower. It reminds me a little of the festivals we had back home. But please, it's always nice to have guests.
Well, if you wish to learn more of Althea and lands beyond Cauldre, then I hope that we can provide some more light and music to your stay here.
Thank you, Xanthias.
Now that Nim is okay and doesn't have any quarrel with the elf, Daisy's gonna be taking the food. And
Okay.
eating the food.
Sure.
She was kind of frozen for a bit, but now she's like,
It's wonderful. It's quite sweet, but it's very wonderful. It's very flavorful, especially the fruits. But yeah, and Blackwing, like, probably, like, just to kind of, like, shorten time, Blackwing will probably make small talk, like, ask you little bits about, like, where are you from, or, like, tell me about yourself, or, like, you know, tell me about Iceheart and things like that, wanting to learn a little bit more about, like, where you come from and cultures and customs and things like that. Doesn't reveal too much about themselves or about elves, but will generally, like, give you the broad, you know, strokes of things if asked. But unless you guys have got any specific questions or things you want to talk about with Blackwing, we can just say some time passes and you guys, you know, make acquaintance. And at this point, yeah, Blackwing basically becomes like a person that you now know in the town that you can maybe go to if you have specific matters.
Are they as open about, like, their past and stuff as they were with, like, Xanthias? Or?
They will give the broad strokes, so they will talk about the what is called the fall of the elves, or the exile of the elves, the exodus of the elves. They talk about that as a matter, not in great detail. They kind of give you the overview. They don't go into the detailed topics, but they talk about how the Unseelie, the hags, the Formians, and the Dark Fae basically overthrew the elves in a great coup in the Feywield, and the elves who survived, along with several other Fey creatures, centaurs, satyrs, gnomes, and a few others, basically had to sacrifice their planar immortality to transport themselves to the material world, which the material plane was kind of protected and secluded from the other planes, but the elves knew about it and knew that they could send themselves there, but to do so they would basically have to become mortal, basically. Because planar creatures, if they get killed, they generally just reform on their plane, and that's why the fighting is eternal. Whereas the elves are now mortal. The only other thing that maybe picks up is... I suppose Ophelia's not here. I don't know. Would any of you ask about, like, as Blackwing is telling the story, would any of you ask, like, what happens if you die? Or ask a question about death or mortality?
That's such an Ophelia question.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
I mean, Gruff just fully believes what he's been taught his life. That we are
if it doesn't come up, then I won't talk. I won't say anything, because, like, Blackwing won't talk about that unless it's something that's brought up. But yeah, they give you, like, the broad strokes about it. Most true elves in Elmera still live in Mistwall, the Green Dragons province, because it's the most like the Feywild in terms of terrain. It's very natural, it's very forested, things like that. Blackwing came here because Cauldre is very lively and passionate, and there's lots of colour and music and things like that, and that's why they came here. You get the impression that Blackwing lived in a elven city rather than out in the wilderness, and that's why they feel more comfortable here.
At some point, Rowan will just subtly speak to Blackwing, while everyone else is, like, tucking into snacks or something.
Maybe it's not important right now. We have other pressing matters, and I'm sure there's others that have more important things to do. But it would be nice if you have knowledge, or I might ask you about something. Something in the future?
Of course.
I'm pursuing something.
Yes. My knowledge of magic and things is vast, but my knowledge of things here in Althea is more limited. If there is a way I can help you, you are always welcome to ask. And if I do not know the answers, perhaps I can point you in the right direction to find them.
Right. Well, we'll get other things out of the way first.
My door is always welcome to. I have removed the enchantment that obscures my doorway to all of you. If there are any others of your companionship that you wish to allow passage, please bring them here and I will...
Yes, Ophelia and Percival, they're our best friends.
Bring them to
Do we just say their names?
You will need to bring them to the tower, and then I will unlock the way.
Right.
I will allow them to see past my illusions.
We'll do just that. Thank you.
Of course. Well, it has been wonderful to have you, and I hope that I can provide you answers, or some comforts, or just assistance. They will bow their head. May the blessings of Vonay and Llewellyn go with you. Llewellyn, yeah.
Vonay and Llewellyn.
Vonay and Llewellyn. Llewellyn. It's very Welsh. Llewellyn.
And may the Silvari bless you.
Silvari.
Dragon province of Ice Heart.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Silvari. Okay, yeah. You mean that's the dragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said province and that confused me.
Same thing.
It's like, yeah. They don't seem to, like, obviously to them that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Same way that what they say.
Saying
sorry.
nice stuff,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah, exactly. All right.
Being
Yeah.
polite.
You probably spend like an hour sort of having a chit chat, eating some snacks, everything else.
Yeah, just getting to know. Seems pretty cool. Get some magic on our side.
Yeah.
Bad.
Well, with that, it is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
It is springtime, so the sun is beginning to set, but it's probably about an hour or so out.
I'm guessing we don't know necessarily while we're in the tower, but does time still go slower for everyone when we're in?
No, it seems that might have been a one-time thing for you, whereas once everyone came in, it just seems like it's normal.
Okay.
It seems like it might be something Blackwing chose to do.
Cool. Not bad. Yeah, so time just passes regularly now.
It is, yeah.
You must be very special, Xanthius,
Why is that?
to be the first invited into such.
Well, as they mentioned, the strange magic that I am yet to fully understand.
Yes, strange.
The sigils, the runes, the way it protects me, it's quite new to me.
The fire that hurts you.
The fire hurts quite a lot of people, really, if you get too close.
It does.
But yes, I hope to learn more about it in order to protect all of us. And I believe they may help. And they might help all of us as well with enchantments and magic and an understanding of everything that we are.
With that, just before we wrap up the episode, I would like to know, what do you plan on doing next? Like I said, it's about 4 o'clock, so you've still got loads of time. Like, it's going to become nighttime soon, but the city doesn't stop. Like, until very late, the city will still be, most shops and places of interest will be open.
It's been quite a while since we exfoliated.
You have a room booked. Where would you like to go next? I should also point out on our map, because I just realized that you would have passed it on your way to the Clever Toad and the Spire. At point number 10, you would have seen that there is a sign out the front. I'll just describe it to you, actually, and then give it to you. A few minutes off the Central Plaza, on the main street as you pass, is a vibrant shop with a large front bay window and beautifully carved wooden beams. Various plants grow in window boxes and hang in baskets all around the building and inside it, and there are various shelves of strange jars and oddities. In the bay window, for all to see, is a clockwork display piece that resembles an alchemy lab, with vials and flasks being moved about on little wires and poles as if they were dancing. So it's kind of like very Fantasia, like these, it's all like clockwork, like kind of things. And the sign says Aquilo's Alchemical, and it's an alchemy shop.
I'm gonna need you to.
Yeah.
Is there
Which number was Dante's as well?
Dante's is number 9.
Yeah.
And this is number 10. And it is AQ UILO apostrophe S Alchemical ALCHEMICAL.
Nice. Aquilo.
Aquilo's alchemical, and it's an alchemy shop.
As we pass
So you would just
it,
pass
is there-
that, and you can mark that on the map that you know it.
Is there any like? I'm guessing healing potions and so on and so forth. Is there any?
You would need to
like-
go in and speak to the shopkeeper
Okay,
to know about
fair
that
enough.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I will tell you now, healing potions, as they are in normal D&D, are very exceptionally rare, and they're not going to work the same way they do in D&D. A healing potion in this world, and I think I mentioned this before, it is like you drink it, it knits your wounds back together. It's a huge chunk of health. It is basically like a get back in the fight potion. It's not like I need 10 hit points, somebody's on 0, get them up kind of thing.
Rarer,
It's-
more expensive.
it's more substantial. It's the kind of thing of like, if you're down and somebody pours one of these healing potions, you are back in the fight properly, right?
Yeah.
But they are very rare and they're very expensive. What is more common, and you guys would know this, you kind of travel around a little bit, maybe you've heard stories. What is far more common is things like vitality potions, which will give you temporary hit points to represent you kind of getting energy or like, your wounds kind of, not necessarily being damaged, but your skin being tougher and things like that. So rather than it being like a way to get somebody up who's down up, it is a way though of saying, well, I can take a vitality potion, get a bunch of temp HP, and then if I get attacked, it's coming off that, not my real hit points, right? And then there are things like healing salves, which you can use during like short rests. If you don't want to spend hit dice, you can use these to give actual hit points back.
Right.
But they take a long time, so you have to do them on a short rest or a long rest.
So basically hit dice.
Yeah, they're basically giving you free hit dice. Yeah, and for some of the non-fighters, these healing salves, healing salves, they're probably better than your hit dice because they're actually D10s. Like a healing salve is normally going to be a D10, basically.
Okay.
And then the other thing,
stronger.
Yeah, basically, but like only during a short rest. You can't use them in a fight. And then another common thing, these are the 3 things which you can buy here, by the way.
Okay.
Are weapon oils. So these are things that you can pour on a weapon. It lasts about 10 minutes, or on 10 pieces of ammunition like arrows. And they give you like D4, like fire, cold, or lightning damage. It's very Dark Souls-y, like you pour it on a thing, you get 10 minutes of like burning weapon, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
It doesn't make it magical. No. So if you're fighting a creature that's magic resistant, your normal damage is still resisted, but that fire or frost or lightning might not be. But it doesn't count as a magical weapon.
Okay.
But it is a way
to apply
bonus action for all of them.
Okay.
Except the salves. The salves are short rest.
Yeah.
But same with the vitality potion. Same with an actual healing potion. Weapon oil. They're all bonus action, so you can do them on your turn and then still attack. And
I was going to say if it's like mid-fight, we realise that we took fire or whatever.
Yeah, you don't need to do a Witcher and do it beforehand and stuff like that. You can do it in a fight. It's more like they'll just pour it over the weapon and it comes to life.
Nice.
But the duration is pretty much a fight. Like it's a fight.
Yeah.
And then that's
Okay,
it.
it's not just one action.
No. It's it will last for a fight. So
Okay, nice.
and then the vitality potions, it's temporary hit points instead. And you can get vitality potions work like old school D&D potions. There's like greater ones, masterwork ones, and they do more and more and more and so forth.
Okay. In terms of like plans next time, someone else had something immediately.
Gruffith?
Gruff, whether or not someone goes with him or doesn't, or he does it on his own, he doesn't mind. But he would like to go to the cathedral to talk to the Holy Knights and ask them some questions about.
Right Shadow Cathedral. Well, you are very close to that right now.
The Right Shadow.
Because he was
Right Shadow
told-
Cathedral.
Who was he told by? Oh yeah, the Master
it's-
Braider. Recommended that he go and talk to the Holy Knights at the cathedral.
Don't believe we have it numbered, but we can put it on there. So this is
20.
point 20. Bright Shadow Cathedral. Right, so I'll put that down for something Gruff would like to do, and then if anybody wants to go with Gruff, you can. It is an impressive building. Like, you can see it from where you are now. It is a grand, we are talking like a massive cathedral. It looks very rich. It looks to be very popular as well. And coming towards sundown, there probably would be a holy service, and all of you who are, especially Gruff being quite religious, there will be a service to Malia, the goddess of the moon, the kind of shadowed goddess, would probably be happening around sundown. So just as the sun sets and it turns to night, there is normally a service to Malia. Same as at dawn, there is a service to Pyrrhus, the goddess of the sun. All right, anything else from anybody else?
Make an appointment.
Yeah, I think finally making a.
So you want to head to the Dominus Ignarum.
Dominus
Ignoramus!
Yeah, which
Make
would
an
be,
appointment.
what, 30, 40 minutes away.
I think Rowan, depending on how much time we have pre that, would definitely want an oracle's insight before we
So maybe while Gruff is going to the Church of the Scions, you go off to the other one.
Busy.
I'm going to go play music.
It is next to the Dominus Ignarum, that massive gate to get into that place at least.
It is, yeah, it's on the way, yeah.
House of Blasphemers. Blasphemer. In the sight of the church.
And we can pick up Ophelia on the way to the Dominus Ignarum as well, provided she's not passed out and under a table or something.
No, she's not.
She gives me the impression she could drink forever.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing would happen.
Nice.
It's a fucking good toad.
It's a good toad.
For podcast listeners, that's a fucking good toad.
Katie has drawn.
All right. Well, with that in mind, I think that's a great place to wrap up this time's episode, and then we can pick up.
We can
and
do
we've got-
another 3 hours.
I mean, we could.
You want to
We're
pop
not
another
going
3? Oh.
I mean, listen. I'm in a very fortunate position where I did a ton of prep work on the town, so I could probably do another 3 hours.
And I am genuinely really impressed with all of these places that we've been to. Have just been so
alive.
And also just keep in mind, by all means, you don't have to visit everywhere. You don't have to follow up on every thread. There's going to be a lot of stuff here.
Side quests.
Yes.
I realise we have.
Oh, we haven't even. You've not gone to the bounty board yet, which
Where's that?
is going to be a full-on
You cannot say
Side
that to me.
Also,
Well, those aren't even the side quests that NPCs give you. Exactly. I've given you a very specific little side quest to do.
Where's that then?
Oh, well, you haven't found it yet. So, with
Your
that,
eyes.
Bree will kill us if we carry on.
thank you so much, everybody. That is going to be that is going to be it for this part of High Rollers. This is episode 8, and I do quite like the idea of
Toad and Tower.
The Toad and the Tower.
Yeah.
So episode 8, the Toad and the Tower. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Hello! I want to predict now that most of our Twitch chat and Discord chat and YouTube chat all are incredibly suspicious of Blackwing the Elf. I'm going to put it down that they're all like, I don't trust them. They don't trust any NPC.
When they're cryptic like that, and extremely knowledgeable and powerful and old,
Yeah.
I'd be suspicious too.
Gandalf was incredibly old and suspicious and powerful,
so
and
was
everyone trusts
Saruman.
Gandalf.
Was he? Was he 40 to 50,000 years old?
Gandalf? Yeah, I think he actually is.
pretty
Yeah,
old.
he's a mayor.
He's
yeah.
really old.
God damn.
Mayor?
Although, not a Maya.
A Maya?
He's the mayor.
Is it Maya is
Maya.
pronounced?
M-A-I-A-R.
Yeah, I never know how to pronounce it.
Maya.
They're angels.
Yeah,
They're
angels.
basically
Mayors.
angels.
Yeah, angles, yeah.
It's all God in it.
But younger than Treebeard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
shit, me.
Because Treebeard calls him
Also,
young Gandalf.
Blackwing only thinks that time doesn't really work that way. So
No, true.
they've tried to go well, I guess it might be this old. Doesn't mean it
Timey-wimey,
actually
innit?
is
I've
that old.
experienced that amount of time.
Feels like it.
I
when
was
you just
born
watch the
yesterday.
tower.
Well, if you live in a place where there's no sun and moon and there's how would you track if there's no
Exactly.
concept of a year, how would you track time?
With a
Dumps.
clock, idiot.
Oh,
I prefer my method.
yeah.
How many times you went to the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many poops?
Yeah.
Sure. Great. Well,
I ate something bad and I've lost a week.
I'd love to, yeah.
hope you all enjoyed that one. Sorry for making you listen to me
great.
just roleplay with fun for a fair bit.
It was very enjoyable.
Character as
Yeah.
well as world
Yeah,
lore
you
in
talk about
that.
who you're sassy about. This guy.
Sussy Barker.
I think I've figured it out.
You think you figured it out? Well, you're
Not
dead.
Gruff, though.
You're fucking dead.
As soon
You
as
said that to me
you
every
die,
day.
you go insane. Also, we've got a little thread of Daisy as well. Our characters have seen that
Heard it.
inquisitiveness.
Seen it, heard
like
it.
Blackwing. So
Don't think you're getting out of the sussy backer pile.
I think
I was quiet.
you
You
want to
got
tell chat or shall I?
What?
That we're not pre-recorded. This is live.
It's really his birthday.
Really, it's birthday.
the real day.
We should
right
be
now.
live most of the time now.
Yeah.
Unless we're not.
Hey, do you want some?
unless we're not.
Do you want some Donnies?
Yes, please.
We had one 3 days ago. I'm not sure if you understand the context of this one, Kim. It says it's from Helen of Destroy. That says, "Great stuff. Glad you introduced me to it, Kim."
Yeah, it's a friend of mine. She found out I do this. and now I'm embarrassed forever.
The classic thing of the people going, "What are you doing this weekend?" Oh, I saw you did a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Love you, Helen. You did not have to donate. Yikes.
Sorry for the chaos that you now are.
There you go. We had one from Hypnodia. This is today. Happy birthday to
You're
the
going to
best.
say Hypnotoad.
Hypnotoad.
Sorry to the Hypnotoad.
Hypnodia. Happy birthday to the best good boy in all the realms. Come on, Mark. Today he deserved the best boy badge. I did get one. It says idiot.
The bestest boy.
P.S. to all of you, thank you so much for making my day before an important exam better. Important exam tomorrow.
Good luck.
Good luck. Best of
Gonna
luck.
go great.
You're gonna.
Clever Toad says so.
I agree.
We had a half hundo from Devon.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Sorry, the wiki team in the Discord people were asking me to spell Blackwing's full elven name.
Yeah,
I
and
was,
I've just provided it.
I've
I
just
was
read it.
about to ask, but then I realised, like, if I ask now, we'll be here for another 2 hours.
It's a living nightmare. Mark, thanks for that.
Sorry, half hundo from Devon. I'm glad to see so much lore and world building in each and every episode. Thank you all for such entertaining and inspiring stories. I eagerly await to see how this world unfolds. May your roles be dramatic.
It was on.
Oh my God, Mark! That's just a jumble of. Did you just?
But
face
no,
on the keyboard?
if you sound it out, it's exactly what I said.
Ervenalethus.
You just smashed. You just like
did not
face
smash the
planted
keyboard.
didn't you?
No, but I did take out all the breaks where I spelt
now.
it. I spelt it all
Just
out,
use it as a
and then I
comparison
smashed
for
it all
now,
together.
to see if it all works.
Yeah,
No, I
even you can't do it.
Well, because in my normal one I have it spaced out so I can read it better. Venal ethas neueth.
Thanks.
But that's
Oh yeah.
elves have weird names because it's not even really a name.
It's the sound of a babbling brook.
Yeah. That was really beautiful. I
It's
loved your characterization
Part
of
of the
Blackwing.
soul.
Yeah.
Also, in my head, hot.
That's how you
what
imagine elves
about
to be.
their glamoured, their non-glamoured version? Is that hot? Okay, sure.
Wait, you get to see that too?
I like Gabber.
That's our interpretation of that as well, or is that just?
No, that is
was
the
very
feathers
true.
and things of that is a set thing.
I used to be a goth. I still am a goth. Raven
Crow.
wings, cool as fuck.
Cool as fuck.
Would
Sephiroth.
smash. Yep, Sephiroth would smash.
Smash.
Rowan, for a bit of extra lore, saw the elven face as a marbled rock texture.
So rather than like pale skin, it was more actual marble rock.
Trickles of marble rock through their face. Like he pictures like the perfect rock.
And I want to give a credit on this, by the way, because it's not entirely a lot of people take this kind of idea of elves and glamours and things like that. But it was actually something that my good pal Jerry Holkins over at Penny Arcade did. Matt Colville. Get my DMs mixed up. My white
set.
American GMs mixed up. No, it was something Matt Colville and Dale Kingsmill did in their campaign Dusk. They had this idea that in like dawn and dusk light elves look different, and I always like, that's fucking
That is
cool.
cool,
That,
yeah.
and then the idea of I always loved that as like the elves are a bit weird and like
And they don't
alien and sort of strange.
Abide by normal physics.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
For gruff, they're glowy. Like, they
Yeah.
just glow. Like,
Yeah, that's actually a thing which I wrote. Most people, that's how most Olthans see them. They have this almost perpetual radiance to them. Very Lord of the Rings kind of thing like that. Yeah.
Have a look at Thomas.
Very cool. We had a quarter hundo from a cross author. A cross author. I am absolutely in love with the Althea setting and every character. Rowan the soft heart, Gruff the knightly dad, Daisy the somewhat celestial, Xanthias the definitely not a Sith, and of course Ophelia the bloody princess. Thank you very much. We had a half hundo from Jaffa Archfiend that says, loving Althea so far, curious about how tieflings work.
You can say tiefling or tiefling, by the way.
No.
It's the same thing.
Commit.
Commit, sure.
It's an Althea thing. They are tieflings.
We had a bit of backstory about how they were.
What was the question?
Do they randomly appear in families like regular D&D versions?
Not completely randomly, but if there is tiefling lineage in the family, it generally, basically, if a tiefling has a child with any other race, so if a tiefling and a dwarf have kids, it's basically the child will either be dwarf or a tiefling.
Okay.
That's like the Tiefling blood is so strong, like Saint Typhoon's bloodline is so strong that if a child is influenced by it, they are just a Tiefling. That's like it completely dominates all
Could
the
it
other
also
like
be
bloodline.
recessive and come back generations?
I don't think so. I think it always has to be
Has to have a parent that's
Yes, I think so. Because that's kind of how Typhine, passed it on, and it kind of spread out from there. I don't think it would like come up randomly down the line. I don't think.
Okay. Cool.
This is my interpretation of it. Keep in mind, and I put this as a what do they call it? Disclaimer. I'm not a geneticist, and this is magic and bullshit, and it doesn't matter.
It's the classic D&D thing of how is that possible? Magic.
Magic.
I mean, you say that, but you
she
just
was
gave,
literally a demon.
you just gave like
how
a
did she
very-
have that many kids?
a very detailed answer to a random question like that. Like I feel like
I have tried to think out or at least reason most things.
everything.
Like
we
if somebody
asked
was just like, well, how could a single woman give birth to that many children to create a race? I'm like, she's a succubus. They literally get pregnant and give birth a lot quicker than normal humans do. And she can't catch any diseases, and she basically can have more kids than normal.
I can't believe
That's
how
how-
fucking rich this universe is. The next one, following on from that, if so, what happens to if one is born into a dragonborn family, dragon blood sorcerers?
Which one beats the other?
So basically, that is an interesting question because dragons have the same thing, where in a lot of cases, especially if you have the more reptilian dragonborns, that is a case of the magical blood of the dragon overpowering the other ones. And in Xanthius' case, it shows that the dragon lineage is maybe not as strong in some cases because he still has a lot of humanoid traits. A tiefling and a dragon, that's an interesting question.
Which way
Who
would it
wins?
Swing? Yeah. Or maybe they merge into a god.
Yeah, I think.
Or a demon.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Same thing.
Why not both?
If somebody ever creates a character of that origin, I will then answer that question.
Right. Next character, someone has to do that.
We have one from Neararcht that says, I started a single-player campaign with my twin brother.
Cool.
I added my own character, but he has to take the party lead. He's currently underneath a temple of light, cursed by a hag, and will find a half-devil, half-angel child infected with demonic energy. Yep.
a lot.
D&D, baby.
That's D&D.
Yep.
Crispy with a half-hunder.
First, thank you.
Nothing makes me happier than seeing the chaos of Trot and Tom in an episode. Nothing except really fucking cool lore. My God, that was an amazing episode.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Tom and Fail. Fail's birthday.
Oh, it was Fail's birthday.
Yesterday.
Happy birthday.
I never got birthday messages.
We weren't streaming when it was your birthday.
we missed
because
an
you have
episode.
your birthday too close to Jesus's. So bad on you.
Which takes
Trying to take away from Jesus.
I believe in Jesus. He doesn't believe in me.
And on the 17th of December, Kim was born.
15!
Motherfucker.
Came
I knew
out
it was a team.
the rock thing 2 days later. That's
That's right. Yeah, on the 17th, Kim,
second
the
Yeah.
baby came out of the stone chamber.
It's a weird story.
Sake.
We were raided by Ozzy.
Oh, thanks, Oz.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Ozzy.
anyone that's still watching.
Any residuals? Thank you very much.
Yeah, can you imagine being raided in and you've got me going blah 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 law blah 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 blah
they get
elves?
And I'm just on the other half of the screen, just shaking.
D&D's cool and popular now, Mark. Everyone understands it.
Everyone's played
we're the cool kids
BG3G. MK13 Wolf. The human brain is a fascinating organ. It works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, from birth up to the point you buy an NFT. Oh, happy birthday, Tom. Thank you very much, MK13.
Nice burn.
Dapper Metroid says that if my character creation keeps escalating at this rate, my next campaign 4 character will start the game dead.
Sweet.
So happy birthday. Thank you.
Interesting
wrong.
Start.
Not wrong.
And we also had a donation from the Clever Toad.
Prophecy.
Blasphemer.
Beware the raven under the arch. I would love this to be a recurring
That is a perfectly done clever toad prophecy, by the way.
I think it could have carried on for another few more. Like
It
tomorrow.
depends.
There's a shadow
Some
in there.
of them are blank and some of them
Tomorrow.
aren't blank. You know?
I want you to
Almost see,
make.
like the clunking of the next
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have to now.
I want you to
I
make
have to make like a
a,
table of it.
Like one that you can just spin at random, like a slot machine.
Yeah.
Ding, ding. You're gonna 3D print it.
Yeah. Here we go.
The first wheel is like, beware, you will
Not the taint.
Sorry.
Yes.
When I create the crucible scales, which I'm going to do, obviously,
Okay.
in the middle you could roll the prophecy of
Well,
the episode.
I don't think scales. Me and Kim talked about it. I think for the
Yeah,
Crucible, 2
platforms.
bowls.
Yeah.
So that I could. But it would be great if they were height big enough for me to get
Yeah.
from like
and
my
the-
DM
the
screen.
one it's resting
and then
on is a.
I can just
Shallow
spin it
balls.
from here, and then I can't read it.
It's our
So you
prophecy.
guys, I don't have any control over it. Only you guys can see it, and I can't.
Episode's prophecy.
We'll get that in time for the end of the season.
Yeah.
End of the
Well,
campaign.
you say that like we've got.
No.
I've
This
got a
boy
thing sat
likes
here.
to 3D print things.
He's been printing out.
Look at
like,
it.
a
No, I mean a
storm.
mechanical thing that has prophecies on it.
I'll find a way.
There's one more donation.
We had a super chat.
Whoa!
That's a YouTube donation.
Super chat!
Super chat
From
Super chat.
I probably won't read names for the super chats because it is
What I
likely your
sometimes do is do first name and then single letter of surname, just so they know.
Nicholas R. Thank
There
you
you
for
go.
your super chat on YouTube. I just watched the 100th episode of Erois and Tom's 100th birthday. I don't know if you recall. I can't believe he's turning 105 this year. Happy birthday, Tom. Thank you.
Happy birthday, you old man.
Happy birthday.
And if there were any others, Kim?
No, that was all donation. It's just bits if you want to talk bits.
I think I've
Little bit.
covered them.
Like little bits.
Maybe. If I have missed any, I apologise. If you are on YouTube or on Twitch, please subscribe and become a member. Actually, if I say smash that like button, the like button has a little animation to
Actually
it.
does do that now.
And if
yeah.
I say subscribe, the subscribe button glows as well.
So you may as well hit it while it's glowing.
Oh, it's glowing.
So that's everything. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Okay,
Appreciate it.
You.
goodbye.
Okay.
See you next
Right.
week.
Bye.
See you next week.
See you next
Love
week.
you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.